it's us. We're live on the internet, except for Taylor. She's not here. Hold on, let me put her back. Sorry.
Getting on the internet.
Kick Taylor out, you guys. Just kidding. Somebody say things while I'm clicking buttons.
Let's make sure I'm not muted. Yes, I'm not muted.
Yeah,
Yay!
you're not. Hey, there you are. There's
start.
Taylor.
Great.
We could hear all of us. We're all here. It's Tuesday. We're back. We were short last week because my internet decided to abandon me at like 5:45 in the evening for no discernible reason, as it does,
Yeah.
Awful.
Vacation the week before, so it's been a while. Yeah, I missed you guys. How is
I miss
everyone?
you guys too.
I'm
Good.
I'm exhausted, but I'm great.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Does anybody else hit a wall at like 2 p.m. every day? Where
Yep.
you just
Yes.
feel like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's 5 o'clock my time, so yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm in the Eastern time zone.
Oh, that's right.
I usually
Keep
sleep
thinking
till
of
like
you.
11, and I still hit that wall. So yeah, I don't know what to tell.
What time zone did you
Universal.
think Kurt was in? Can I just figure that out for a second? You're 3 hours ahead of Kurt.
You thought I was West Coast.
I thought you were West Coast.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had it in my head you were in LA, and I know this, but it just, it blipped in my head.
I just
Mhm.
exude Hollywood. I get it.
Really, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I got the biggest bailout this morning ever. I'll go ahead and share this on the internet because none of my coworkers are going to watch this episode. I, for whatever reason, woke up very early this morning, and like way too early, and I wasn't feeling well or whatever. I wasn't sleeping well. It was fine, but I was like up, and I fell back asleep. My alarm hit. I snoozed my alarm, and I wake up at like 9:30, and I have like a very important meeting at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, oh no. Go into panic mode, go into panic mode, go into panic. Like I'm sorry to pass this anxiety on to you.
Oh,
And
no.
and I'm like, I don't have any text messages. Like what? I'm like checking like Slack and trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm like expecting the like, where are you? Sort of text. And here's what I have. I have a group chat from 8:45 this morning that says, hey, so-and-so and so-and-so can't make this meeting.
Can you push it?
This is
Wow.
really important that everyone be there. So let's go ahead and push the meeting.
That's amazing.
I'm so happy for you, Troy.
That's
Me
awesome.
too. I am feeling that
So, like,
energy, my friend.
I'm
That's
exhausted,
amazing.
but like I cannot complain because I
Yeah.
am solid today.
Can I say that, like, I do feel like, yeah, I accidentally slept in. Should be such more of a like acceptable excuse than it
Yeah.
actually
Agreed.
is.
Yeah.
And I feel
Yeah.
like it feels like it's like, wow, you're pretty lazy. You slept in.
Yeah,
Like, everybody sleeps in.
Yeah.
Like,
dirtbag human.
Life
How
happens.
dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. My sister was here. She lives in London and she works obviously on London time when she's here, and it's awkward, but she works out. She had an early morning meeting like this that she also slept in. And when I was like, well, why didn't you just tell them, like, hey, I accidentally overslept, time zones, whatever? She looked at me like I had just said the dirtiest thing
Yeah,
you could
it's
ever
like-
say.
you can't say it. You can't.
We are
It's
very
crazy.
well programmed into the capitalist regime. Dare I start early? But like, right? Like it's the corporate structure, man. You gotta work first, life later. What do you mean? Sleep? That's for when you're dead. You gotta make somebody money right now. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
counterpoint is like I was sick last week and didn't feel like it would be a good idea for me to come in the office. And I reached out to a couple people and said, hey, these meetings today, I'm still kind of recovering from stuff. Is it cool if we just push them until next week? And everyone was like, yeah, sure, rest up. So
Yes. Awesome.
Depends, yeah.
The culture, though.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I will say my new job, they do have a very strict, if you're sick, just be sick and don't come to work
Right.
policy, which
Mhm.
I
This is a
We like
paradigm
this.
shift we needed before COVID, and so
Agreed.
like if this comes out of like this era of history, so be it. Because like, yeah, we need to like normalize. Like, please don't bring your infectious disease viral load into this crowded workplace. You know,
Yeah.
like it's madness. I used to work
Yeah.
crazy nights. I like drove a truck for many years, and so I would like get up to be at work at 2:30 in the morning, right? So I would then like some days like in the summer I'd be out driving till like 5 o'clock at night, like very, very long days, right? Like 13, 15-hour days sometimes. So the one day I wake up and I like glance at the clock and it says 7 o'clock. So like ostensibly I'm now like 4.5 hours late for work. I'm apoplectic. I'm having a meltdown. I'm like running out of the house doing 100 miles an hour through the back roads out here in the country because I'm a very irresponsible driver. And I'm like wailing through Schoharie, the village nearby. I've doxed myself now live on the internet, and I'm seeing all these people standing in front of the bar, and I'm just like, what a bunch of degenerates. It's 7 in the morning in front of the bar. I'm like, I'm so sleep deprived. I'm like shut down.
Oh, no.
It's not even like coming together. Like, dude, you've been asleep for an hour and a half, you know? Like,
Oh,
it's 7 p.m.
no.
You do not need to like be to work for like another 8 hours. It was great. I made it all the way to the warehouse, and I'm standing there like, what's happening? You know? And my boss's response is like, dude, you're working too much. I was like, yeah, I know. Yes, I know. There's a very like unhealthy worldview that I'm like this frantic that I like, you know. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. My morning wasn't nearly as bad, but I woke up to my boyfriend's alarm, which is always the first wrong thing.
Oh,
If I
yeah.
wake up to Matt's alarm, that's not good. So, and it was 7:30, which is the time when I was supposed to be out the door. So I got ready in 5 minutes and left and arrived on time somehow. So it was not nearly as crazy as that, but it was quite the morning.
Well,
See,
Yeah.
my alarm is set for like 7:50 every day, and I wake up without fail at 5:45 every morning, and just like, well, I'm getting up, and I have like 2 hours to read, and yeah, and then I hit that wall at 2 p.m. But
my
Mhm.
quite loud cat who likes to make appearances on the stream, Pinky, he's got a real oral fixation. So his big thing is to grab a dish rag and drag it around the house like a dead antelope, screaming at the top of his lungs. So most days I'm awake before 6 a.m. with a like slightly soiled dish rag in my face. Like, yeah, now you need a shower, right, buddy? As the cat like screams an inch away from my head, you know, and I'm just like, why? Like what like strange mastery have you cats acquired that like I serve you so slavishly day after day after day? Like they got our number, these cats, man. We do need all sleep, Brett. Hard concur. Yeah.
We do.
Well, we're here for space. We're all
But we'd
mostly
rather
on
play
time.
games. We're gonna play games instead.
Yeah,
Yay.
exactly. In space, you can never
In
be late.
space.
Yeah.
Time is a construct.
We've done a really effective job kind of like hand waving time and distance and space, you know. We don't think too much about suns and solar systems
No.
and all this kind of like
No.
you know, astrological like processes. No, don't worry about it, you know. 6 days. That's it. Yeah.
it's like,
It's fine.
there's the memes like D&D where a 2 week trek can take 3 minutes, and a 3-minute battle can take 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's about right. Well, we're back for space shenanigans. You guys are on a planet. You were on a turtle, but there was great distress. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know. Is there any like housekeeping stuff we should go over? Any like bookkeeping? Any sort of stuff? You leveled up like vaguely recently, I feel like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I know. I was like, should I say that we should level up again? But no,
No,
it's literally like 2 sessions ago.
Yeah, like it was 2 sessions ago, but I think it was like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
True.
it has
feels
been months.
so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe you'll level up after tonight if everybody survives. Maybe.
Oh, great.
Maybe.
Love that.
Thank you, DM.
Let's find another like puke dragon.
So
That'll be fun.
my grandma used to say this. Well, she'd watch my mom with my brother, my older brother, the first kid. And like, can we do this? And she'd be like, yeah, maybe someday. Like, can we go to Disney? Yeah, maybe someday. And my grandma was like, wow, someday's gonna be amazing.
I love that.
Yes, we love luck. Someday.
Beautiful.
This is like when I put things off and I'm like, future Troy is gonna hate me.
Oh yeah.
That schedule on Someday, when Someday finally rolls around, that's gonna be a packed schedule.
Yeah,
Mhm.
future Philly and present Philly are nemesis, Troy. Yeah, I mean,
It's
For me,
actually that episode of Parks and Rec is exactly.
I've
like-
never seen a single moment of Parks and Rec. I'm blind. How about that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Taylor was gonna say a thing. Well, I'll leave you in suspense.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that it's for me it's sleep Taylor versus like awake Taylor. That's usually the difference.
That's your severance.
Zombie Taylor is very present in my life and has been for the past.
You never having
Few
watched
years.
Parks and Rec, Rich, is the darkest timeline.
It really
Yeah,
is. I think you'd
so
enjoy it
good.
immensely.
I've had it
Yeah, it's
recommended
on my
many
list.
times, but I'm a broken person who doesn't pursue joyful things left to my own devices. I need somebody to put it on in front of me, and then like I will watch comedy. Oh, look, right on cue. It's a screaming cat. What do you know? Hello, Pinky. Well,
The reference, just so you know, is I think it's May 31st. She scheduled all the meetings that her boss didn't want to have for May 31st because she didn't think it was a real day. And then everyone shows up on May 31st.
It's really great. Yeah.
It's a fantastic setup for an episode.
it's pretty good.
You need to watch that.
Excellent. Hello, new friends in the chat. Welcome. If you have just joined us for the first time, we're delighted to have you. This is Dragonfly, where we play D&D in space.
But I
and
guess
sometimes
it's
on planets.
Spelljammer now.
Yeah,
Remember?
we can say Spelljammer.
It was always
Adds a little
Although
bit. Edit
It
that.
was, but now that it is officially branded Wizards of the Coast product again, we can say it and hashtag it, and people be like, "Ooh, Spelljammer! I know what that is." Except for the 16 other people on the internet who are like, "Spelljammer! I remember those days." Spelljammer, it is our journey of exploration and discovery through the stars. So we should play the D&D. I don't know. Do you guys have any questions? Any like housekeeping, bookkeeping? We need a recap, I know, but other than that,
The only question I have is for Grace. What is this atrocity?
whoa.
Canadian maple syrup soda. That's not a thing here.
That's just a thing they sell to us foolish Americans, huh?
Yeah, that's
It's like Canadian bacon.
We have Canadian, we just don't call it Canadian bacon. It's peanut bacon here. Yeah.
Isn't it
This is
basically
rough.
just ham? It's really good. I love some Canadian bacon, but yeah.
You gotta put the whatever the yellow stuff is. That's like corn
Honey?
something?
What?
Cornmeal?
Yellow?
Cornmeal.
Is it cornmeal?
Cornstarch. Cornmeal is yellow. Goes on
Cornstarch is
pizza.
white. Cornmeal
Yeah, I
is
was gonna
yellow.
say, yeah.
What do you put on
What?
peanut bacon?
What?
Let's see.
You put it
Oh,
on.
hello,
bacon?
Kurt. All your friends
Jiffy
are here visiting
bread.
us. Thank you for all Kurt's friends that are stopping in today. D&D in a castle sounded awesome. Yeah. Are you going back this
Going
summer?
there in a few months.
Awesome.
Was that?
Yay.
You are going back this summer. You're going for some D&D in the castle.
That's
Yep.
so cool.
Round 3 over Labor Day weekend.
What's his name there? B. David Walters is going to be DMing a game of Dungeons and Dragons for the cast of Stranger Things, I believe like this week sometime. And I know he's involved. He's going to be running some games for one of the D&D in a castle events this summer. And I was like, gosh, I hope Kurt gets to play with this guy because he is good. He's very fun, DM. Anyway,
More importantly, it's cornmeal.
it is. Yeah. It's quite.
It's cornmeal. Yeah.
What's? I shouldn't start. I'm
About
curious. I don't
about
understand.
peanut bacon?
What's
Should
the
we-
cornmeal situation?
You put it on the outside so it has a nice crust when you like it.
Oh, magnificent.
So you make a pizza where the Canadian bacon is the center part?
We don't have pizza up here. We only have.
Oh,
we only have.
Sorry,
back
American
bacon.
pizza.
Yeah.
All I could think about now is a pizza made on top of a giant slice of Canadian bacon,
Oh
and I
my
want it. I may get very creative cooking when we're done tonight. So I suppose
We're on a turtle.
Yeah, without further ado.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Exactly.
We figured out why we
Watch
would-
the players'
Learning
expressions
as-
as they try to remember what happened 3 weeks ago.
I don't have to try. I just have to read.
We were riding on a turtle, heading
Oh
to
my god.
the capital city of this planet, because planets have capitals.
Right?
And
That's correct.
and we saw coming up quickly on the literal tail of this turtle, we saw some creatures mounted on other creatures.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. We've done that
Happens.
ourselves. But they came in to attack us, and we defended the big turtle from these flying creatures.
But that wasn't it. That wasn't just it though. We did it. We did the thing. But
Oh, the shadows.
yes, the dark. There was
shadows.
a 240-foot diameter darkness that blotted out the sun, and there was a wyvern with a black scaled rider that said, "Our lieutenant has awoken," and we fled to the ship, while Zeus, who said we could call him Zeus,
Or
stayed
Ian.
with
Or
Korochan.
Ian.
Yeah.
And then the words "Surrender, Dorothy" appeared against the sky. No?
So, as the camera opens, we see Korochan, a turtle, the scale of a hillside, a literal lake upon his back, trees growing up off his shell as he lumbers across the countryside of the halfling homeworld, Lund. As the Dragonfly, the ship of our intrepid heroes, shaped and styled in the same form as the insect it is named after, arises off the back of the shell of the vast reptile as he lumbers across the country, the sun blotted out by a shadow of immensity which looms above you as the Dragonfly begins darting away from the lumbering reptile, the four of you amassing on the upper deck, your companion, Naya, once Yana, piloting recklessly as they can, dock below decks with Ben and Waffle, the small halfling historian of this world, whom you met on first arrival, Ginny with you, frantic, overwhelmed. And as you look to the skies, the ship rocketing away from Korochan as he kind of turns, glancing back while he heaves across the ground. You hear the screams of reptiles all about you, the beating of wings. The shadow is enormous. The dragon, its scales, shadowy, almost absorbing the very light reflecting up off the ground, cast a pale gloom all about it. And I think that as you see this figure astride its back, turn, arching to glance back towards the pursuing ship, the shadows trailing off, you hear laughter in the wind. The dragon itself becoming almost ethereal as it begins to melt against the skyscape, and you see other shapes dropping in down around it, bat-like wings covered in scales, almost shadowy in their very essence, as it seems like you are sailing your Spelljammer ship beneath a veritable flight of shadowy, draconic shapes in the sky above. And so with the four of you, Reya, the Firbolg Nature Cleric of Clancy, Jake, Swarmkeeper Tortle Ranger, Professor Reginald Frybottom, the Giff-Q War Wizard of Kisandi, and Lux, the Changeling Master Pilot Horizon
Lux.
Walker Ranger, standing on the open deck of the Dragonfly, your talking ruby growing plant fluttering in the wind as you go. The camera pulls down in tight over the group of you. And what is happening, my players?
I think Lux is screaming.
Yeah, this is a lot. Yeah, I don't know. It's dark.
What are those things? What's going on? What is that? I can't. It's... What do we do? Professor, you're the tactician. What do we do? What do we do?
One question at a time, please. What are those things? Let me think.
Dragons.
Dungeon Master, do I know what those things are?
As you are looking, they are much smaller than the draconic form with the rider that seems to almost be like fading away into like the kind of shadowy clouds all around it. But the many shapes that are kind of like dropping down out of the shadows, their scale, size, and style are akin to those of the wyverns that you saw just days ago when you first arrived here in London. They seem almost like ethereal, like not quite fully formed, as though they're just like shadows of themselves trailing.
The sun is still like blotted out.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Are they dissipating? Are they coalescing? Or are they just perpetually wispy?
Great question. Why don't you make a perception check, Jake, to determine what you think?
Because... Oh, no, he has perception.
Intimidation.
No, that was from earlier.
Oh.
Oh, wow, yeah.
21. As you're like looking to them, it's so hard to tell. Are they manifesting here in this place? Are they leaving this realm for some other? Are they in this perpetual kind of stasis state? But as you're like scanning this vast array of shapes in the sky, you realize quite conclusively one of them, it's almost like the shadow is beginning to kind of cascade off of it in these thin ribbons, thin trails like melting away behind it. You see glimmers of red scales and like almost stripes as these bits are like unpeeling off of it, almost like it is tearing itself out of some exterior skin, shedding some shadowy.
What the?
I believe they are molting.
They appear to be emerging from the shadows of that larger creature.
Well,
Jenny, have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've most assuredly not. We've speculated for many years as to how the wyvern populations are able to stay so strong. We don't find nests in the wild. There's only specific regions where they coalesce with such mass. This is very alarming.
Jenny, what are you doing up here?
I don't know. I thought I'd be safe if I stayed near you guys.
No! Get below decks with Doc! Go! Get out of here! What are you doing?
Come on down here, Jay.
Yeah, we'll all go downstairs.
No,
Wait,
we
what?
must defend
No,
the ship
we have-
at whatever
yeah, we
cost
have
possible.
Yeah, by flying it
Just
away.
us. Just us. Everybody else has to stay down.
Someone must go to the blister.
I'm already up here, Professor.
Yeah.
Oh goodness! I
Yeah.
was certainly distracted by the large.
Did, correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, did one of the creatures we fought last time, the ones that were kind of pursuing the giant turtle, did they wreck/destroy the ballista?
No.
No? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Then I will...
Pretty sure they rolled a nat 20 on a ballista. Maybe? Is that what happened? No, maybe that was wrong. I don't know. They were using the ballista.
I will load the ballista.
Yes, I thought there was a miss with the ballista that almost broke something. I did not think they
Maybe.
broke the ballista. I think the ballista is still intact. The creatures that were pursuing you, for clarity, were riding on these like quadrupedal, almost like dragon horses, these guard drakes, right? And they were
Yeah.
kind of
And then
like
we take out the
dragonborn.
and then we take out the steed, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna fly anyway.
Yep. A
Remember
couple of
that.
them did fly. Some of them exploded upon death. Some transformed to stone, trying to seize your weapons. They were not quite dragonborn, but some other strange dragon people pursuing you on land. And I think that with the four of you up on deck, Jake, as you're like loading the ballista, the four of you kind of like grouping up over in the front of the ship, you see two of these like wyverns beginning to like clarify, materializing, and they sort of like pitch back around like as you're watching. Again, the shadows almost trailing off of them like so many ribbons, and you note riders on their back, green scales, one with like these furling kind of blue like silks almost trailing behind it in the wind, the other a little bit more armored in its garb. As these two like wyverns begin to wheel, turning back towards the ship, Jake, having loaded the ballista, dare I say it? Dare I say the thing?
Yeah, do the
Yeah.
I think you guys should roll initiative.
Can we click our tokens first?
Yeah,
Yes.
click your tokens first. Here, I'll put us on a map.
Whoa, baby.
Well, we're kind
Baby,
of
baby,
in
ooh,
the
baby,
ether.
baby.
Did it do it? It did it! Yay!
Huzzah.
Everything's just gonna be real slow for me, probably.
That's
Jake's
okay. We're glad.
Very carefully and very precisely loading the ballista.
Fair.
You can't hurry a good load.
Yep.
I wasn't ready.
Wait, is phrasing still a thing?
Wasn't ready. Just wasn't ready.
Oh, nope, I don't want that. Right.
I don't like the phrase draconian mage.
No,
No.
probably, nor should you.
In a different setting, I'd love it.
So it's looking like the dragonfly is taken off from the back of the turtle.
Yes, you
Mhm.
did.
Yeah, we said goodbye to the coach.
Jake wasn't ready to say goodbye to the turtle.
I know.
It's
Korochan
cool.
was kind of cool.
He's a turtle. You'll probably be able to catch him.
Pretty big turtle. I don't know.
Yes, he's very big. He takes
And-
huge
Kind
steps.
of racist.
Pretty hideable too. Like he's got a whole like planet on his back or a whole ecosystem. He can just kind of sit down and like blend in with everything.
He's
We're not
well
all
camouflaged.
slow.
Lux, Horizon Walker, Pilot, Changeling, you are up first. What would you like to do as you're watching these wyverns kind of drop down out of the shadows, beginning to like pitch down for you? I think you're seeing like the dragon kind of like almost like be melting away, almost flying up into the darkness above, these other shapes trailing out in different directions. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Lux is gonna step up. Already wielding her longbow. Step up like next to Jake here. Oh my gosh. Yep, up there. And is gonna fire her longbow at this one over here. I think she'll. Does the rider look like it has wings?
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
That one, in fact, does, yes.
Does.
You see wings tucked in over its back, the tips, the spines, and spurs at the joint, bat-like in their nature.
Great. I think Lux is gonna fire. Let's go 2 arrows for the wyvern.
Okay, you got it. You like knock an arrow, raising the bow, trailing it onto like this massive dragon shape.
Bonus action, planar warrior.
Got it. Focusing your energy. That's weird.
Ignore it held on to bless from the last.
It's still
fight,
got
so
bless on it. That's just a 15.
15. Yep.
Which hits. It is a massive wyvern. The arrow punching through the red scales.
With planar warrior. Ooh.
Nice. 14 points of damage. Second attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
24.
yeah.
Great. Ignore the planar warrior. Oh, that's so unfortunate. No.
Got it.
Oh, no. Actually, it's the 12 and not the 5.
Yeah,
great.
I figured you're in good shape. The two arrows sailing away. The first kind of gaining this like force cone around it as it like punches in. The second one like hammering right next to it. Lux, that's your action. That's your bonus action. You have a little bit of movement.
Gosh, that's gonna be it. Lux is just gonna stand, protect her ship.
Okay, that is Lux, which brings us to this very wyvern, having just been hammered by these arrows, its eyes trained on yours, gleaming. There's darkness in them. I think that Lux, as you're looking back to it, your keen perception, you see almost like these shadowy kind of flames and smoke rolling out of its eyes, which are like almost like black themselves as it surges towards you. Its tail coming in first. It's going to try to stab you.
Yeah. Yep.
24.
Mm-hmm.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear.
Mhm.
Oh, ouch. Oh,
15.
Ooh.
You make your Constitution saving throw, so that's only going to be 11 points of poison damage, 15 piercing. It's 26 points of damage, Lux, as this wyvern like the tail like arcs down underneath it while it like rears up next to the ship. The wings like beating, battering air down on you. Seed, the talking plant, bent over like, this is horrible. As the like scorpion like tail hammers into you, injecting you with venom. It then tries to bite you.
yeah, go for it.
I think I rolled. Oh, I didn't roll. I rolled 15.
Nope.
Miss. Its jaws smashing down onto the railing as you like spin, wheeling out of the way. Its feet hooked into the side of the ship. It like tucks its wings down, like almost like holding the edge of the ship as it's like hanging here next to you while you guys rocket through the sky. That's Wyvern's turn. Jeez, I rolled good on these Wyverns, huh? That kind of sucks. This one comes racing around. I think, gosh, odds or evens, Jake.
Oh, odd all the way.
Odd, always odd. 54, Reginald. The tail comes hammering down towards you as the wyvern comes sailing in. 18. No problem.
You're not allowed to
I
touch
shall
who's eating on
breathe.
the stream.
I shall cast shield after I eat my garlic knot, unmute
Yes.
my microphone, and go back to the tab after double checking my AC. I think Reginald just like throws up a hand and just says, "I think not."
And the tail like hammers. It's like a thin, invisible barrier of force that the professor conjures at a moment's notice. That was that. It then like lances out with one of its claws and tries to grab you, Jake, as it like clings down on the side of the ship. 26. I think gets
Kind
you,
of a
Jake.
hit.
Yep, for 9 points of damage as the claws like drag down across your shell, like gouging a bit of your arm. You're like wheeling around the ballista. Similarly, this wyvern then grabs onto the side of the ship, the wings like hooking down onto it, holding onto the edge of the ship as you guys are like rocketing along through the sky. That was the Wyvern's turns. Reya, you're up on 15.
I just wanted you to note that I think one of your people isn't in the initiative order. I think it'll go after me, just so you know. I don't see it in the trigger. So
thank you.
say it.
Great catch. This is what you got to do. You got to stream with a pile of DMs.
That's right. I think seeing that Lux is making some saving throws, Clancy, we got to bless all of these people. So everybody is blessed. Let's upcast it so that I'm also blessed.
Oh, dope.
And then let's upcast a spiritual weapon and bring out chompers. It's a bonus action to attack the one that's attacking Lux.
Okay. The
Amazing.
spectral turtle appearing in the air next to the dragonfly flying along with you chomps at the wyvern.
20.
Hits.
Yeah. Champus.
For
This guy
7
does
force
work
damage.
For 7 points of force damage. Got it. The wyvern like as the turtle like bites into it. Reya, that was your action. That was your bonus action. Everybody's blessed. Keep note of that. You got a little bit of movement.
No, I'll stay.
Okay. Which will bring us to this guy who was not in the initiative order. This one wearing like these bluish silken kind of robes, peering down at the bunch of you, is going to proceed to. Yep, he doesn't want to do that. 30 feet. Yeah, he's just going to do this. I think it proceeds to like point down off the top of the ship. One for you, Reya. It fires this like black shadowy beam out of its hand.
Yep.
Oh.
23.
I hate that.
You got
Ray
it.
is such a dick,
Yep.
especially
That's 12.
necrotic Ray.
That's 12 points of necrotic damage for you, Reya, and a concentration check. Yep.
Everybody
Oh,
loses bless.
No.
What a jerk move, huh?
Good.
Yeah.
That's
That's right.
I think it
I
fires
didn't even-
again.
Yeah.
18.
I mean, yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Wait, do you get bless on the con save?
Oh.
Great point.
Do you?
Oh.
I don't know. Is it attack rolls and saving throws,
Saving
right?
throws.
Saving throw. Yeah.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
Go for it. Great
We
call,
need a
Reg.
3 or a 4.
Great call, Reg.
Yeah. Face Clancy.
I'm gonna have to do this again though, because it's got hit.
Yeah.
Got it.
Everything worked out
Adam.
better than expected.
Oh,
Amazing.
praise Clancy.
take that
Face
9
Clancy.
points of necrotic.
The
damage.
upcast. The upcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
normally I don't. Yeah, bless myself. So
You don't have resistance to necrotic damage for any reason, right? I don't think you do. I'm just double checking. It's one of
No.
those things easy to forget. That was the mage's turn, which brings us to Professor on 8.
Dungeon Master, I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
Number 1, are any of the wyverns now like attached to the ship, or are they flying over the ship, or what's the deal?
Their claws are like holding on to the side of the ship, and they kind of have their wings like hooked down, almost like birds trying to like
I-
hang on to the edge. Yeah.
I've never been more upset by a poor initiative roll in my
Oh,
life.
so sorry.
Oh.
So much for that. Then the second question is, I'm going to narrate a thing, and Dungeon Master, you tell me how this works. I think that Reginald, having like thrown up the shield and seeing all of this go around, I think we'll quickly do some calculations in his head,
Mhm.
and then reach for his decoder wheel. And rotate it in a different way than you all have seen before. And he'll kind of cast it out over the horizon of the dragonfly, pulling in a bunch of this cloud-like air, and especially the darker grayish colors. And almost will start to swirl and orbit around Reginald, and then condense, and out of which you start to hear some like and eventually rising up from around Reginald is a number of small smoke methods as he casts Conjure Minor Elementals.
Oh no! Yes. Okay.
So you could search for them in the compendium if you want to get tokens real quick.
Yep, I'll yank them out for you.
They are let's see here, challenge rating 1/4. So it does say 8 of them. And should I go ahead and roll initiative, or would you like me to have them on my turn?
You want to just have them go on your turn, right? What do you think?
What, up to you?
You whatever
Typically
you prefer.
summon creatures. Oh, never mind. It says you roll initiative for the creatures as a group. Never mind.
I'll go ahead and roll initiative for them. And we'll just do the rules as written, unless the DM wants it
That's
otherwise.
fine by me. Yep, that's fine by me.
It makes it a little easier to... Of course I roll a nat 20 on initiative for the methods.
For Dex.
And so that puts them at a 22 in the order.
So coming up shortly.
Yeah, so coming up just after Lux.
I'm gonna give you control of
Who's a widow smoke method
here.
Methods are like, gosh.
I think you should be able to move the tokens now.
Yes, I do. Yes, I can. And I think Reginald will just say, as he casts them out, "Protect my friends."
Oh my!
This is a new one, Rich.
That's frigging sick. Hey, Mickey, thank you very much for the gift and stuff. You guys watch as the professor conjures this veritable army of these dancing smoke-like imps, all kind of coalescing out of the darkened air around you, beginning to swarm around these vast creatures here on the ship. Professor, that was your action. You got movement and a bonus action.
Excellent. Okay. For my movement, goodness. Actually, I am going to bonus action Misty Step away from the range of this and try and I think he's just going to try and stay back a little bit in order to hopefully maintain concentration on these methods.
Okay, you got it. That's the professor, which brings us to Jake on 5. You are up, sir.
Is the wyvern to my 2 o'clock, is that too close to attack with the ballista?
Not too close, but it will be a disadvantage. Right? Ranged attack in melee range. It is in melee range with you, so yeah.
Well,
you can definitely try to shoot it. Yep.
No.
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 What's that? Is it Zephyr Strike that gives me
advantage?
No, no attack of opportunity.
Correct. Yep.
Yes.
And it's a bonus action. Okay. So Jake is going to cast Zephyr Strike on himself as a bonus action. I move like the wind. I'm like the wind. Patrick Swayze, R.I.P. And then I am going to move out of melee range, not invoking an attack of opportunity. And I am going to attack with my bow, the one on the left. Sorry, the one that's at my 3 o'clock now.
Got it.
With advantage.
Go for it. As you dart away from your precious ballista, frustrated that these things have closed in so far that you can't use your favorite weapon, you bring your bow to bear. Fire away.
And I'm still blessed.
Yes.
Yep.
Blessed.
Yeah, that hits.
20. So 23 hits. Sorry, I'm like, that gets an extra D8 for. Okay.
Yep,
So a few
extra
things
D8
happen.
force.
A few things happening here. So the longbow itself, the bow, the arrow does 13 piercing.
Mm-hmm.
As it leaves his bow, the bees in his shell carry along on the. Well, there's another winged dragon creature on the back of this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The bees ride along on the arrow, and when it strikes the wyvern, the bees do an extra 4 points of piercing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and the Zephyr Strike does an extra 5 force damage.
Mhm.
And then second attack,
Yep.
not at advantage.
That was unfortunate, Kurt. Go for
It
the
was.
big roll.
I used up all of my one shots on the first
I
attack.
know.
Mm.
But the longbow does 16 piercing with the critical hit.
Archers, both. The second arrow, like much like Lux, the first just like ripping in, this force coalesced around it, the spectral bees like hammering in through the scales. The second arrow, right on mark where the first landed, punches into the flesh of this shadowy dragon creature clinging to the side of your Spelljammer vessel. Blood flowing freely now. Jake, that was your action. That was your bonus action. That was your movement. Is that your turn?
We'll say yes.
Okay, that's fair. This guy over here, as the methods all appear, I think he's like wheeling around, looking at them like, oh God, man, he badly. This is where they are, huh? Try.
Oh yeah, I summon them. I can summon them anywhere within 90 feet.
You son of a Giff-Q. He wheels around from the back of the wyvern, short sword in each hand, and he slashes at one of the methods. 8, 12. He's like terrified.
Okay, so the 8 misses, the 12 hits.
But
So we'll mark, we're gonna go for this one here next to Lux. I'll track damage.
Yeah, just
on
give
these
it
guys.
just give him a color or something, and we gotcha.
And
These methods have 22 hit points.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Just put 174 hit points, 76 hit points for that bad. He's on the board.
Not just the DM that can have little minions. Yeah.
Stream with the dungeon masters, I say. It's fun, I say.
Did these methods corrupt Reggie's brain?
I'm getting Horn of Valhalla vibes, Rich.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
I actually think, like, if anyone were looking back at Reggie as like these things are dancing around and like laughing, he's just kind of like.
I think you hear the talking plant behind you, Reg, like, nice.
Oh.
With that, Lux, top of the round, you're up.
Yeah, I think Lux is having flashbacks to when they like went cage by cage, like slaughtering methods in the rover. And it's like, Reggie, did you bring these things here? These things suck. Why did you do that?
I have simply summoned things to assist us fight.
They're gonna help?
Yes,
Ah!
I think.
Lux is just gonna oh gosh. I'm in melee range. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Trouble.
fought methods before, right? We fought we like single file
Yeah.
in the bottom of the ship.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, we went.
They
That's
do
how Reg
explode,
works.
right? So
They do explode on
okay,
yeah,
death
we just
also.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Ray has got a plan.
No, I'm like Lux, move.
I'm
Chain
moving.
reaction.
Yeah, I think
I will
Lux,
say I don't know that Reya has seen this specific type of method.
I don't
could be
think only a fire method, probably.
wrong. Mhm.
Mhm.
There. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Well, were they?
there might have been smoke.
There might
I
have
feel like
been.
there
It was
might
a
have been
combo.
smoke methods.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway. I think Lux is going to bonus action Misty Step away, back near Jake.
Very nice.
And is gonna fire back at the wyvern that she
Oh,
was.
hi.
Both wyverns pretty bloodied at this point, though neither of them looks like crippled.
Okay. Yeah, the one that she was attacking before she'll attack again
Okay.
with her bow. Planar. Oh, I can't do planar warrior because I
Yeah,
missed
you
it.
missed it. Yep.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't forget bless.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
Hits.
Yeah, it's great.
The 29 for
7.
7. Got it.
Second attack. 16.
Hits.
Great.
Go bless. Praise
For another
Clancy.
12.
Got it. You like phase out, the smoke kind of coalescing all around you. It feels cold under the darkness, a distinct, unnatural kind of cold radiating down from above. You get this like chill down your spine as your form transluces into mist, reforming back next to Jake. You fire the second arrow away before the first even hits. They both punch into the wyvern, who like is like screaming, roaring, flailing around. Lux, that was your action. That was your bonus action. You have movement.
I think he's just gonna hang out right there.
Okay, got it. That
Everyone's
was
moving
Lux.
away from the wyverns. Just like looking back.
Right
Oh,
here, don't worry. Right here. Not going that far, probably.
Kurt literally ran
the-
away.
The methods do go on turn 22 after Lux.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, unbelievable. Let's get him in there. Turn 22 after Lux.
Yes.
Methods.
Great. Okay, first, like, they're just all swirling around, essentially. That's the, like, general vibes that we're going for here.
Yup.
But mechanically, in each pack, 2 are going to cross over with the steam breath, and 2 are going to bite given the result of that. So let me first do the cinder breath for each of those. So I need each of these creatures to make dexterity saving throws twice.
Oh.
Okay. Yep. And
This is right side.
Okay.
Oh, wow. The
Oh
bad
my
rolls,
gosh.
Troy.
Yep. All right. So right side, both Rider and Beast are considered blinded until the end of the method's next turn.
What?
And with that, the other 2 methods will now come in and attack with their claws. And I think they're going to go for has either, you know what, they're going to go for the wyvern because they don't know any better.
Okay.
So let me just roll those attacks. Oh, those are bad attacks. It's going to be 13 on the wyvern and 8 on the wyvern, neither of which hit, I think.
Yep. Nope.
Okay, now I need the bottom pack of people to do 2 sets of dexterity saving throws, please.
Don't they have advantage because it's blinded?
They do. You're right. I completely
Correct.
forgot about that, Taylor.
Yeah,
So let me roll
great
the
call.
second roll for both of these people.
I
Okay,
know
so the first
the
one
rules.
probably hits.
Yes.
Which is just catching up here. Claws are 1d4 plus 2.
No problem.
So against the wyvern, that's 5 damage on the upper wyvern.
Mhm.
And then for your, let's see here. My smoke wyverns have a DC of 10. Oh, they just made it. And so down here, they're not blinded, but the other 2 wyverns are going to attack regularly. Also with the wyvern. Or sorry,
Got
other
it.
2 smoke methods.
Got it. No advantage, straight attacks.
No
2
advantage
smoke
on the
methods.
bottom. Wow. Poopy roll.
Second one
Uh,
hits.
Second one hits for 4 points of damage on the wyvern.
got it. Down here, this wyvern like tearing and ripping the mephits, just like swarming up like over the wings, breathing these little like clouds of cinder smoke all over the place. There's smoke now trailing off of the ship kind of like rocking unsteadily underneath you, as Naya does not have the fine pilot's hand of the Changeling Lux. That, Professor, was not even your turn, but rather 8 mephits. Is that it?
That's it. That's all they're gonna do.
Fair enough. The wyvern, blood furious and crazed, wheels on the mephits. We're gonna start with lightning bolt. Blinded, at disadvantage. We'll bite.
They are gonna. I will say the mephits will like swap spaces strategically so that they don't cross the steams. But
Gotcha.
Ostensibly we're not gonna deal with that on roll 20.
Don't cross the steams. I have a 12 to hit.
Let's see here. AC of 12. That does hit.
Isn't a raid just crossing the streams? I feel like they should.
Yeah.
Let's just figure that out.
What is a raid if not
sounds
crossing the streams and during raids? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be 11 points of damage on lightning bolt up here. It then like lashes madly back with its tail at disadvantage. Blind, just wheeling around like crazy. That's a critical one. Yeah, the tail like madly thrashing around. I think knocks the rider off as he like tumbles onto the deck of the ship. Like, yeah, that was the wyvern's turn. The wyvern on the other side now goes. I actually got my wyverns backwards, but I don't think it matters.
Everybody gets their wyverns backwards.
I know. You can't. I mean, how could you keep your wyvern straight? It's going to try to chomp down on Mr. Purple. 23.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Its
Mr.
jaws slam closed on Mr. Purple, dealing 11 points of damage, which doesn't kill this stupid method. Third attack.
I like that we've agitated Rich to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, when I say
Nothing
we, I think I mean Reg and a bunch of men.
Reg. Its tail lashes madly out. I think at a different one at Mr. Red in the back. 24 hits Mr. Red. Can I get a constitution saving throw? I don't know if it's got resistance to poison.
Wow.
It has immunity to poison.
Oh, dude, F me. What am I even doing here? Normally combat is not this long. Alamis 99. But this is probably going to be a longer one because there's 8 methods.
Good to know that Rich doesn't look up the character sheets for our creatures.
It's very good to know. All right. Who gave you this spell, Troy? How'd you get it?
I think it was in the spell book. I can't even remember.
You
It's
steal
on my
from
character
the is that the place? Where's
Can
the
I be
place
honest?
in the
I've
rock?
been like DMing 5th edition for what is now like 4 years, 5 years. I have never seen somebody cast this in an actual game. Only I cast it as a dungeon master because it's a big pain in the neck and everybody gets overwhelmed looking at it. Nobody wants to deal with this, but invite dungeon masters to your table and they will summon monsters on you, friends.
And put me on a background with like gray smoke, and like Reggie loves to like summon
The
stuff in.
dramatics.
I was watching a Dimension 20 episode today, and someone like was like, "I'd like to do this," and Ren's like, "I don't think that's right." And he like looks at the rules, like, "No, you're totally right. 5e, man." And she's like, "Yep."
Man.
This guy taking 15 points of damage from just the stinger and no poison, still alive. The wyvern, furious, crazed. Reya, you're up on 15.
They're immune to poison.
This guy has fallen off, but he's still basically threatened by the actual mephits over here, right? He's not like in your range, so you can move away from him, Grace. That was like a little
No,
deceptive.
all good. What I'd actually, the one that's like on the wyvern. How bad is this wyvern? The one near Chompers. How bad is it?
The one near Chompers looks much more hurt than the other one. It's like badly battered.
Oh, and that guy has wings anyway. So my thoughtful plan doesn't make sense anyway. So then let's guiding bolt the wyvern.
Got it. The chompers one. Go for it.
Hurry, if you want to play. Oof. 14.
Is that Alexa or Siri? Which one was it?
That's Alexa, right?
The first one. I'm not saying her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, right.
Don't.
Right.
AC 15.
Brutal.
I'm
That's okay. Chompers will just take a little chomp.
The guiding bolt, like between the smoke, the wyvern thrashing madly. Chompers definitely hits. The spectral turtle biting down.
10
Yeah.
force damage.
Nice. The wyvern looking pretty hurt now. It's like pretty torn up as the spectral turtle like chomping down, like weaving in amongst the smoky little methods. Reya, that was your action. That was your bonus action. You get some movement.
I've been upcasting it, but it hasn't been doing the. It's an extra 1d8 on a third level
It's
spell.
effed up. So spiritual weapon only does extra damage every 2 levels you upcast, but it's written
I
very
hate that.
confusingly. If you use a 3rd level spell slot, it'll do more damage than a 5th.
When you
It's
cast a spell
very
using a
tricky.
spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for every 2 slots above 2nd.
Why is it written like that?
It's ridiculous.
Why is it written like that?
It's because it's like the standard boilerplate, all of the upcasting language, and it's wildly confusing. For whatever it's worth, Grace, you can swap the slots out because
No, because I just burned my last 3rd level,
First.
so that's fine.
Okay.
No, it was my last. Well, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's my what. I did an action, a bonus action. I will move back 1 little spit. Can I be there? I'll be there.
Yes.
And that's my turn.
That is your turn. Okay. That brings us to this guy. He's on the deck of the ship. He like pulls himself up. He's going to use half his movement to stand up from prone. He like turns back, looking at this like mass of creatures swarming around him. He like glares back at you, Professor, in the back. Oh God, this is not going to be nearly as effective as he wants with you guys.
Let's
like,
keep in mind that
moving
he
range.
is
He's blind.
dude.
He doesn't look back at you at all. He stupidly is like looking in all directions, completely blind.
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
That's very lucky because I definitely backed up into a line. So that's
Yeah. You
Yeah.
sure did.
Wow. Yeah.
I think you hear him like growling. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Yeah. No.
One moment,
Oh.
please.
I
Yes.
might.
Yes.
Professor Lux, maybe Jake, you guys understand as you hear this one
Yes, Drake does
growling
too.
like, it's blinded me. I cannot see. We're beset upon by our own creatures from the dark realm. We must kill them.
None of us know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Marco.
I think even more so, this is going to be not highly effective because you guys are moving at speed. But he proceeds to like just gesture. You know what? I'm going to roll because he's super blind. Let's give him 50-50 that he's
As
at
opposed
roll.
to normally
You're
blind.
called. I trust the DM here.
69.
Nice.
Nice.
He can't. Well,
Everybody type nice in the chat.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. I think what happens here is he casts a fog cloud or a stinking cloud in completely the wrong direction. So it is in
Oh.
front of the ship and you guys will fly through it, still affecting all of you. Though it's going to actually also get him and the wyverns as well, as this fog cloud, the stinking cloud appears like way out in front, 20-foot radius spear. That's going to be his turn. Professor, you are up. While I dig up the cloud.
Creatures that don't breathe or are immune to poison automatically succeed.
Of course
Laughs,
they do. Yeah,
laughs
of course
in
they
method.
Wow.
Laughs in method.
What is that? What does laughing in method sound
Yeah.
like, Troy?
I can't even get up the pitch high enough anymore. Wow, Reginald is like very satisfied with how this is going. Wow, I should be saying things and not show don't tell here. Wow. I literally think he's like trying to figure out what to cast. He's like, oh, this is working well. As Troy looks at his spells again. Wow. It's so I'm also I have so many concentrations.
Yeah, it's no
I'm
problem,
sorry.
man. Yeah,
Well,
it's
and we had a
Jake
fight
looks
like the
over-
last time, so we're like not at.
Oh yeah,
full.
I'm
You're a little
low.
bit
I'm
tapped.
low on the slots.
Yeah.
Low on the
Jake
song,
looks
like-
over his shoulder at the professor, like as he's like, "Oh, wow, I can do this."
Yeah.
Because like he doesn't have a physical spell book, does he?
The professor,
Yeah.
he does, but he doesn't pull it like you pull it out very much.
So the
Just wiggles his
the
bow a whole
decoder ring
bunch.
is your focus.
Yes.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yes. The decoder ring is the focus. That's kind of for anyone who's new. It kind of like rests in a pocket, like a pocket watch on his button-down vest, and has a chain coming off of it, so it almost looks like a pocket fob. And he will kind of like tinker with that a little bit, and then he will. You know what? He's just going to cast a firebolt. He will cast a firebolt at the blinded creature on top of the wyvern.
Okay, go for it.
Why waste spells when one needs
Don't.
not? With advantage, because it's blinded, that's a nat 20.
That hits very well. Go ahead and roll the double damage. It's 23 points of fire damage to this absolute moron standing over here who has
And-
no resistance to fire and must make a concentration check to hang on to the gas that's not going to affect the methods.
Well, I was going to say, dear Dungeon Master, that Reginald
Please.
will also throw his power surges of 2 levels into it for an additional 6 points of damage.
Bringing it to a total of 29, which means the DC on the concentration check is 14. So a 12 now fails. And you guys watch as the vitriolic cloud of roiling green gas that he just conjured vanishes as he screams, his roars of frustration at being blinded, evolving into draconic, like, it burns! It burns! He's like,
Are we having a good time? Yes. Am I going to metagame a little bit and like the Rich likes to be like, at the end of the round, here's this other thing that
Yeah, really.
I am so terrified actually still because it's going too well. Not that Rich would do it
Dude,
because it's
this-
going well.
I mean,
Because he
yeah.
would have it planned the whole time.
Yeah, of course.
There's a
of
timer
course.
on something here.
That was the professor's turn. You still have some movement or a bonus action. Anything else, Professor?
I think he will fight every urge to sit on the couch and just stay there.
So nice.
Little
Jake.
lounge couches.
Jake Doyle, Lux, and Reya stand in front of you, fire exploding, methods everywhere. What, sir, would you like to do?
Jake is going to fire at the draconian mage on that's blinded. Well, no. Jake's going to fire at the mount. Is the other draconian mage on the wyvern?
Yes, the other Draconian has not cast any spells, notably. He's got a short sword in each hand. So the mage is like the one who's fallen off the wyvern over here. And and is blinded. The other one's still mounted, like slashing at the methods.
Jake wants to toy with this theory that if the mages are killed, the wyverns will just like wander off.
The mage looks badly hurt after that firebolt from the professor.
Right, but they're also both blinded, so that's the mitigating factor. So, but I don't know if Jake would know per se that they're blinded unless it was announced.
He literally said, "I can't see anything, and I blind."
If you could understand the Draconic, yeah, it was literally announced. Yeah.
Yeah, do you speak
But I don't know
Draconic?
if Jake would put 2 and 2 together.
What is Jake's
Um,
yeah.
You know what, Jake? but he doesn't know the wyvern's blinded, and that's the thing that you expect to wander off. Screw it. Jake is going to fire at the blinded mage.
Go for it.
Okay.
No pity for the DM. No pity.
Nor should you have it.
Oh, I'm so
What is
sorry, Rich.
happening
No,
right
it's
now?
great, dude.
What is
Yeah.
happening?
You guys are supposed to be heroes. That part's true.
Pretty dope.
11 points of piercing damage from the arrow, but a double load of bees also unloads into him.
BB.
BB.
You're like a BB gun. How have we never made that joke before?
So despite the wonderful 20, it's a mere 15 points of damage.
Which is enough as the arrow hammers in the spectral bees surging around the edge. You just hear like he explodes, his body erupting. Jake, I would like you to stand in and make a dexterity saving throw for the ballista. I would like you, Reginald,
Not
to
my
roll
ship.
for your methods, and I will roll for the wyvern.
My ship.
DC
I'm
is
not-
very low.
Oh.
I'm far enough. I'm not.
Why would, I mean, no offense, Rich, and I appreciate you looking to save the ballista. Why would a ballista get a dex save? It's not actively trying to avoid an explosion.
Because it's got a dex score, believe it or not. You just can roll the
The
20.
How
ballista
much it
has a
swivels?
dex-
How it
Incredible.
How much it
spins.
swivels around?
Yeah, the swivels.
Ugh.
It's
Okay, you wanna
there's
just-
some. Listen, this is a magical ship. That ballista has some sentience.
1d20 minus 5, Kurt. That's the roll.
Oh.
The dex.
It doesn't swivel well.
You never know.
Excellent. Excellent. That's what I'm
That's
talking
one Dexy Ballista.
about. The ballista is just cartwheeling.
Sexy Dexy, as Miss Jess Sterling would say.
Yeah.
Within 10 feet here, Grace. So,
Yeah.
yes, Reya and Lux. Unfortunately, I also need you
Blessed.
to make.
Oh, blessed.
And I obviously blessed the ballista.
Yeah.
That's what I call the blessed ballista.
Yeah,
that's
technically,
why you
I think you can,
upcast it.
I believe the rules state if it has a dex score, it can be blessed.
I have a dex score. Can you
So
bless
the
me,
wyvern gets
Vodka?
hit too, then, right?
Yeah, the
He
wyvern
did.
definitely failed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it made it
Wow.
10. The DC's only 10. So that's 11 points of force damage. The DC was 10. So 5 points of force damage for you, Lux, Reya. The ballista takes 5 points of force damage. Holding up pretty good. Some wood like splintering off of it, but it takes the hit pretty well.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, Grace.
Clancy.
Wow.
Clancy does it.
You got your methods, Professor?
Yeah, the pink method takes the full damage. Everyone else around takes 5 points of damage. Or takes half
Okay.
damage.
Okay. Is
If
that
the
enough?
DC is 10. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Believe it or not enough to kill any of these guys. Amazing.
Boy,
dude.
I feel like I
can't
should
wait-
have
Wow.
rolled for hit points on them, but it's
Oh,
okay.
I can't wait till you
draconian
keep
mage is
them
gone.
all. That was this guy dying on Jake's first attack. Jake,
That
you
was
made a
first attack.
second attack.
Before he potentially closes ranks, Jake is going to fire an arrow at the other mage.
Got it. Not a mage. Swords in his hand, but go for it.
Sorry,
Yep, no problem. Just trying to clarify for you. Shoot away.
the mage with swords in his hand. That's
Yeah,
fine.
hey,
Yep.
just because they have swords, you know.
I mean,
know.
He
you
got
are
very
tough meat.
excited. thinking he
24.
was-
Hits.
Ooh.
This is gonna be known as the Knight of the Green Numbers, I tell you.
Yeah,
12
really.
points of
The
piercing.
green scourge. Don't forget.
12 points of piercing damage. Got it.
No bees accompany. The bees do not accompany the bolt because that only happens once a turn.
To be.
Noted. Jake, that's your turn. Is that it?
Yeah, we'll say yeah.
Did I lose a guy here? I lost a guy in my initiative, didn't I? This guy is
Yeah,
supposed
it's
to
the other
go at
guy.
the end
He
of the
goes.
turn.
Yeah, for yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 was
Come
the.
on, guy. Why are you falling out of initiative, guy?
Yeah, guy.
He's
Guy
very
goes.
distracted.
Yeah, he's insanely upset.
Oh, poor buddy.
He's got his short swords. He's not blind, so I think he's gonna slash. First of all, he lunges forward and stabs down for the method in front. Mr. Purple,
Mr. Purple.
15
15 hits.
for 6 points of piercing damage. What happens when it dies, Troy?
When a smoke method dies, it stops laughing.
Oh, there's
And then just
so much of that.
poof, and then explodes into a cloud of smoke that fills a 5-foot radius, in which the area is heavily obscured.
No damage.
So,
No damage, but he is
just a little
blinded.
Cloud.
He is blinded while he's in this little smoke cloud until, the dragonfly flies away.
So somebody's gonna get a face full of exploded
I would say at the
method.
end of his. I would say at the end of his turn. At the end of every turn, it just is like that little poof of smoke just goes, whew, assuming that the dragonfly is flying quickly.
Yeah.
Does 12 hit?
12 does hit.
Believe it does.
Okay, so he slashes at Mr. Green, clipping him for
Yep.
2 points of damage, and smoke coalesces around him, heavily obscured. He can't see that well with that.
He's not.
Lux.
He doesn't have disadvantage because he's blinded, does he?
No, the other one was blinded and is
Got
now
it.
dead, which has resolved his condition.
But he's in
blind.
heavily obscured area.
Now he is, yes.
Oh, but you did both. I got you.
Yeah,
They
I
were
think
simultaneous.
Yep.
Lux, you're up on 22.
Yeah. Lux is gonna keep shooting at that wyvern that she's been trying to kill this whole time.
Go for it.
I'll wait till next
Yeah.
turn.
30.
Yeah. For 9 points of piercing damage.
Got it. Second attack. The
Bonus-
arrow, again, just sailing right past Reya.
Bonus action planar warrior for this one.
Hits.
26. Love it. Boop. Boop.
Boop.
Aww.
Oh,
For 9 points of piercing damage. The wyvern looking pretty hurt now. The one on the kind of lower side of the ship is torn up badly. Lux, that was your action. That was your bonus action. You got movement.
Sit.
Methods.
Lux is just screaming, firing arrows.
3 of the 4 methods regain their cinder breath.
Oh,
On a
Jesus
recharge.
Christ, dude.
Look at those rolls.
Roll
6,
is
5, 6, 6.
The
insanity.
night of the green
Greens,
numbers.
Hey, this is one of our favorite movies, Rich. It's the Green Knight.
Yeah,
Green
I do
Knight.
love the Green Knight. I do love the Green Knight. Where's the fox, Grace?
That's right.
Still need to watch that.
And I think, that said, I do think Reginald will say attack the blinded ones. And instead of doing the steam breath, I think it's just they're going to attack with advantage on the 4 at the top are going to attack the blinded wyvern. The 3 at the bottom are going to attack the obscured creature.
Okay,
Does that
got
work?
it. Yep.
Okay, so 4 at the top. 1, 2. Whoop. Oh, I'll figure this out. Sorry, I'm just rolling with advantage. It is
15, the wyvern.
okay. Hit, miss.
Yep. Sounds right.
And
Got
that
this.
results in 13 points of damage to the wyvern.
Got it. As the methods are just swarming over it, ripping away scales. Yep.
And then I think at the bottom, we're just gonna go again with advantage. Hit, go there. Let's see here. That's a +4 to hit. So with advantage, all of them hit. And we end up with let's see here, +6, 14 points of damage on the rider.
On the rider. Right. Okay.
Yeah, Reginald doesn't realize how close the wyvern is. Although
And
he probably should, but he doesn't.
as the wyverns rather, as the mephits shred this guy, ripping his scales, lunging around him through the smoke, you hear the sound from within the kind of cloud of smoke coalesced around him of like, and you see this like gas emerges out of the obscurement, this cloud like hitting all the mephits, but the mephits are immune to any gaseous effect. Is that correct?
To any poison.
Oh,
If it's an
so
acidic
this
cloud.
is not a poison. Not a poison. So I'm gonna have you
Okay.
guys roll DC 11 Constitution saving throws on your 3 mephits here. I will roll one on the wyvern.
What the heck?
One pass and you fail.
Oh my gosh.
You failed.
One pass, 2 fail.
Okay. 1 passed, 2 failed. You pick who passed. They
Green
are
passed.
all restrained as they begin transforming to stone. And so you watch as stone starts cascading over the wyvern's body, this thin coating of stone running down its wings, casing over its head, the like black fiery eyes, like stone. And you watch as the wyvern's like, and they are restrained.
Incredible.
They're restrained. Are they gonna fall?
Great question. It's clinging to the side of the ship, but I think
Oh, this
as
is
it's
wyvern.
now turning to stone, the ship's like
No! Get off my
listing. Naya, like
go.
from inside, it's like peering up through the like bug-eyed cockpit. Like there is no wheel; they're just in the Spelljammer helm, trying to like right the ship. Yeah, that was the smoke method's turn.
Everybody
It
lean
was.
to the left.
I would say that the rider is gone, right? The wyvern on the upper area is no longer blinded.
Got it. Noted.
And the bottom 2 methods are now petrified, and whatever are turning to stone. At whatever point you want them to plummet, they will plummet.
Okay, you got it. The wyvern restrain makes its second saving throw to try to break free of this and not become petrified. 16, it does. The effect ends. That was its turn as it breaks the restraint. You just watch it like, and these shards of stone fly up into the air like, kind of like raining down against the ship like so much shrapnel as you're flying through it. That's wyvern's turn. This wyvern is like F this noise. Your methods may make an attack of opportunity at it as it lunges like crashing up onto the deck of the ship for the people in front of it. So these 2 in the back can make attacks of opportunity.
One will hit for 6 points of damage.
Got it. -6 as it like lunges forward like and is gonna try to bite for here. I'm gonna roll for the tail. Odds or evens, Taylor?
Odds.
21. It hurls its tail back at you, Lux. Oh! And gouges the deck of the ship, the tail smashing through the wooden planking and jamming where it's like stuck, and you watch the wyvern like frantically yanking itself. It will try to bite you, Reya. Here's a bite. Like teeth launching down. 11 is an easy miss. That's the wyvern's turn. Reya, you're up on 15.
I just would like to, when everything turned to Stuart said in the chat, free gargoyle.
That was yeah.
Yeah. Stuart did say rocks fall. He just didn't realize that the rocks falling would be the enemies falling off the ship.
Petrified.
Pull out the trident and attack the trident. No, well, I will attack the wyvern rather than my own weapon in my hand. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a great call.
27.
Green numbers.
Oh my
Yeah.
gods, what is happening?
7 points of piercing damage.
Got it. as you like stab the trident of fish command into this thing, yanking it back out. Bonus action.
Yeah, is this thing a fish?
Nope.
Man, then I will pray to Clancy and regain a 3rd level spell. Using Harness Divine Power as my bonus action.
Yes.
Very nice. Harness Divine Power as your bonus action. That was Reya's turn.
Yep.
Professor, you're up on 8.
I think Reginald is still very nervous about our situation, not knowing whatever. Okay, I think Professor is just going to fire a firebolt at the wyvern that's attacking his friends. Is it looking at all close? How's it looking?
The wyvern,
Yeah, it's very close. It's right up in my face.
Yeah, it is. It's right on top of them. The one that was like almost petrified looks more kind of shredded and torn up. The one on top of Lux and Reya, like a little bit better, but they're both bleeding badly, like scales shattered. They're looking pretty hurt.
Maybe I'll roll a perception check if I can to see if Reginald processes this with a -1. Oh, he definitely doesn't. He's going to go with the one that's right in front. Gosh, should I chromatic or no? I will firebolt. Gotta play conservative. It's 17 to hit the wyvern for 9 points of fire damage.
Got it. The one up front, you said, right? Yep.
One, yes, immediately attacking his friends.
That's your action. Nothing else.
That's it for now.
Okay, Jake, you're up on 5.
You're muted, Kurt.
Is Jake within melee of the wyvern? It has reach.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
He's going to fire his longbow at the closest wyvern.
It does have reach on its bite. That is actually true. Yes.
Then Jake is going to move back.
Okay. And we'll try to bite you.
It will not try to bite me because I am still moving without invoking attacks of opportunity.
Oh, you just said Zephyr Strike. Got it. As you like dart back away from it, Zephyr Strike, bonus action, go for it.
But no, the Zephyr Strike's a lasting effect, so he's still moving without invoking.
Isn't it? Doesn't it end after your next attack? I think the spell ends as soon as you make the attack that grants you advantage. I might be making that part up.
I think that's true.
To get too noodly, but I'm pretty sure.
Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You move like the wind until the spell ends. Your movement doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. But once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on an attack. And whether you hit or miss that attack, your walking speed increases. So the spell lasts for 1 minute, during which I don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Okay.
The one thing that I can just allow to give myself advantage one time, which I've already done.
Okay.
He is going to attack with the longbow. 131.
Yeah.
He does 11 piercing.
Okay, got it.
And then the bees, instead of forming like the like coming off of the arrow and forming like almost a second arrow that pierces it for damage, it kind of spreads out into like a disc that presses against its chest. It has to make a spell save DC. It must succeed on a strength saving throw against my spell save DC, which is
23.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
It
does
manages
not
to like
back,
hold on.
It does not get pushed back 15 feet into the methods.
Its claws like digging into the wood. Its tail is kind of trapped in the wood as it is. The deck of the ship like slightly damaged here. That was your first attack. You get a second attack here, Jake.
Ew.
22
Hits.
for 13 piercing.
Got it.
Max damage.
And just clarifying, that +5 is the bless plus my +2 for fighting style archery.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I am all done.
Looks badly hurt. Lux, you're up on 22.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm in melee again, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But it looks pretty hurt, right?
Very, very, very hurt. after Jake puts these 2 arrows into it. I think one is like up near like its kind of collarbone at the base of its neck, and the blood is just flowing freely, scales shattered, the mephits laughing wildly as you like rocket through the air.
Okay, I think Lux drops the bow and will use the ghost gauntlet to summon her like a kind of like ethereal like force great axe, and will like kind of like bring her empty hands up, and as she brings it down it like appears as she swings.
Nice. You guys watch as like the gems on these like rings on Lux's hand kind of flare, the magic like racing down the chains that are connecting them, and like whoosh, this giant axe appears in her hand.
Good chunk.
19 totally hits.
Great. For 11 points slashing damage.
Got it. Lux, you conjure the spectral axe made purely of force, this weapon taken from Occam the builder, the prison keeper, the salvager, the slave trader.
The butt face.
Yeah, exactly. Formal title. And as this like axe made of pure force appears, you swing, and the dragon, like the wyvern, strikes down to try to kind of close its jaws on your head. And I think like so much 2-dimensional axe blade, you cleave its head entirely off of its neck as its body like the headless neck like flailing around, it just comes loose, crashing into the wings of the dragonfly as it is knocked away, flying off the side of the ship.
Great.
That was your first attack. You have movement. Your second attack.
I think Lux like uses the momentum and like spins around and starts bolting towards the other one it's still like hanging onto the ship, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm the only one in melee range.
Yeah. And Lux is gonna like come around Reya here and run over to this one.
Got it.
And is gonna like swipe at the like its legs still like holding on to the dragonfly.
You cleave down for one of its legs, like digging its claws into your precious ship. 23 hits.
Can I bonus action planar warrior that one?
Sure.
That was my intention there.
That
Great.
is not adding your strength, or it is adding your strength. That's deeply unfortunate. That's 10 points of damage, Lux.
Get on my ship!
You like chop down into the leg of this thing, like this angular cut. Lux, that's your action, that's your movement, that's your bonus action.
Yep.
Smoke meferitos.
All right, my smoke homies are going to. First, the 2 at the bottom are going to roll to try and break whatever this thing is, and I think one of them does not roll well enough, and so it just like congeals into a hardened mephit that plummets to the ground.
You watch rocks fall. There it is, Stuart. Rocks fall as the mephit plummets away from the ship. Donk, donk.
And I think the other mephits from where the wyvern died, they kind of like rise up above the body a little bit, and they like look back to Reginald, and he looks at them, and then just looks over at the other wyvern, and like in that very moment, they all descend on the existing wyvern and absolutely swarm it and attack. Do I get any sort of advantage situation? These are small creatures. I don't think it's going to get advantage. I think it's just going to be 6 attacks.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay. Sure. All right. That's actually really poopy rolls. Let me see. I know one of those definitely hits. The other one's an 11. That doesn't hit, does it?
Nope. AC 15.
Oh, one hit.
One hit for 5 points of damage.
Hey, okay, it all counts. As like the methods are like swarming over it. The wyvern is like this blood craze, just going like wild, wings like thrashing. There's still little like bits of rock kind of breaking off of it. It is like out of control as the methods swarm it. That's the methods, huh?
Yep.
Okay. The wyvern goes with Lux like right in front of it. I think that it will try to bite you. As you look like a flesh creature it could try to eat. And an 11 will miss as its tail lashes out madly for one of the methods behind it, because the tail is on the back, as it were. I have a whole collection of methods here. I'm going to roll a 3-sided, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to get Mr. Red. It's immune to poison, but it does take 10 points of piercing damage, which is enough to destroy it.
That's right. Poof!
Creating a tiny little cloud of smoke around this guy's butt that is obscuring part of him. That's the wyvern's turn. Reya, you're up.
Oh my god, where did his butt go? I've said some pretty dumb things when I play D&D.
Yeah, it's contagious.
Add it to the list.
See if Chompers can do it.
Oh my god, where did his butt go?
24.
Chompers has got a piece of him.
Yep, and I upcast this one, which means nothing.
Chompers rips into him for once, not kill stealing the rest of the party. The wyvern's still alive, badly damaged.
Is there any way I could get into melee range with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Like
think
where?
that you can like charge
Come
up
on
here
up.
with Lux and like hold on to the railing.
I'm reaching out because you know what I want to do. You know what I want to do, Rich.
Okay, do it.
Let's inflict wounds.
Okay.
Second level.
We watch as like Reya comes like racing up, like shield hand going down, grabbing the railing as you vault over the edge and you reach out, the trident in your hand, touching carefully against the side of the wyvern. 22 will hit. Go ahead and roll the inflict wounds damage.
Oh, yeah.
4 points of necrotic damage. But
Reya, your
Yeah.
hand transforming into like the spectral turtle maw as you grab a piece of this wyvern, and you guys watch as the green like spectral energy just races away from Reya's hand.
I think actually it's like more like Chompers is like sucking or like sucking in energy. I think actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. So you like begin to draw, and I think that you watch as like it suddenly goes like from red to like this pale white, and the scales start to like become brittle, flaking off of it like so much dust, and there is just like this gaping hole where you have touched it. Reya, this wyvern proceeds to die, crashing back this way as it's going to fall. Can I have you make an athletics check, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
With
Did you
bless?
say it? You said it. It made a gaping hole. Did you say, sorry?
Yes.
Oh, new butt. I am blessed. Do I get it for? No, it's not for. Is it for ability checks? No, it's not. Right?
Can I like reach out? Like I'm right there. Can I like help?
The last side I don't think is for ability
No,
checks.
it's not. Attack roll
It's
saving throws. Yep.
Yep.
So just 9.
The wyvern like dies, crashing down into the ship as its body like catches loose. The wing, I think, like clips you. Your hand pulled from the railing. Reya begins to fall. Lux, you gonna try to go after her?
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to grab her. Yes.
Lux,
What am
make an
I?
athletic check.
Okay. I'm kind of good at those, hopefully.
You
Okay.
like lunge over the railing as like Reya gets caught, grabbing your friend by like her like shoulder as like one hand is on the railing, and you're like The wyvern like hammers into the wings of the dragonfly, which are like vaulting up, heaving the body up into the air. The ship like twists, listing in the air. The wyvern's wing like coming loose around you, Reya, as its body like cartwheels away, crashing down towards the earth. Lux holding on to you with one hand, and the other side on the like the battered, broken railing up on the upper deck. And just like that, you're surrounded by no monsters save those you conjured yourselves.
Help! Help!
Jake is going to move up and assist with the retrieval of
Thank
Reya.
you. Thanks.
I definitely think Reya suddenly like feels something underneath her, and it's like a group of mephits congealed together, like lifting her.
Oh
up.
yeah, that's great. Thanks. This is cool. All right, don't explode, please.
Oh my god.
And then, in whatever way that makes sense that Reya is securely safe,
Perfect.
then they come and swirl around Reggie.
Thank you, team.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Reya pulled back onto the ship. The mephits kind of like lingering. The four of you up here on the deck, battered, bruised.
Are we all
blood.
looking down the ship at just like Reg with like methods around it? The three of us being like, oh, interesting.
Reggie.
Reg.
I think like he's kind of like turned and he's like asked like the mephits are like just sitting on the couch back there.
Hey, that's the no smoking section.
Yeah.
Kurt, you okay? You right?
You got him. That's it.
Oh my god. I can't. Reggie, why can you get rid of those things that don't
Oh, yes, of
They're
course.
like dusty?
I think the
Goodbye.
dust methods are a different kind.
And I think he just says like goodbye, and then the methods disappear.
Oh.
And he kind of looks.
Can we all use that safe word?
Oh, whoops! I just deleted Reggie off the board.
He said goodbye and then he vanished.
I live with nice methods now. Goodbye.
The prestige.
Prestige.
He was a smoke method all along.
We all had secrets. Right?
No.
Can you imagine if Reggie was
gosh,
just 5 smoke
devastating.
methods in a trench coat?
Inside of it, but see, yeah. It's like Pinky when he used to get the big like man suit driving around. You know, it's just like a method in Reginald's head with a couple of levers. Like,
is everyone okay? Oh, that was quite terrifying.
I mean, yeah, Lux looks about like is half as good as she normally does.
Cast Cure Wounds on you.
Oh,
I've been-
thanks.
Second level.
I've been better, but I've been much worse.
Oh yeah.
It's
amazing.
Do we feel out of our? Do we feel safe?
It's still pretty gloomy,
No.
huh?
Yeah, the sun is
As
still gone.
the lot of you are looking up, you see like this dark kind of shadow, and it is sort of dissipated in a way. There's almost like threads, tendrils racing off of it as you see like these kind of like lines, these shadowy almost contrails, as these various flying wyverns that appear to have like emerged from this shadow, as it were, have like trailed off in directions all around you, 360 degrees around the sky. You can see where they've stretched like kind of as far as you can see each way. It's like not quite as dark as it had been, though there is still like this cloud of darkness above. And the like dragon itself that appeared and kind of blotted the sun out, creating the shadow, has like completely like phased away. Yeah.
Did these wyverns look similar or identical to the wyverns that we first encountered in the ruins when we landed on this planet?
Very similar. After the kind of like shadows peeled off of them, they had like this blackish red kind of coloration with the scales that is very similar to the ones that you'd seen before. And before Jenny got sent downstairs to the kids' room, she was yelling about how like it was always uncertain why there was like such a strong population of them here on the planet.
Well, what the heck do we do now? Can we attack the darkness? Gotta get rid of it, right? Like, we can't just leave that like that.
I wonder if this is a regular feature of this planet. Because if not a bug, but a feature. If these,
Not a bug.
if the wyverns we first encountered were also spawned from this creature, that would imply that this sort of spawning takes place on a regular basis.
That red girl you're with, who we don't know at all, could you bring her back up and then Jake could say that exact thing and see if that sounds familiar?
Jenny! Jenny! Yeah, Lux is screaming.
Lux like yelling.
That's one way.
And I think you hear a voice from downstairs like, no, she's definitely looking for you. And it's like a moment later, it's like the hatch opens and you see the like red scales of old Ben, the kobold space wizard. He's kind of like fluttering his little wings up near the top. And he's like, come on. No, it's all right. Is everything dead up here? Did you guys kill everything?
Oh, yeah.
Niall's sweating right through all their clothes. They do not like flying the ship very much, but Doc's doing a good job talking them down off the edge. I've told them that it's all in the mind. It's the power of
Oh no,
Nice
flying a ship
maneuvers.
is also in your hands and your legs and your whole body.
Well, not really.
What do you?
Sometimes.
Well,
Not for the dragonfly.
I guess
and
it's true.
you see the little like form of the halfling like pops her head up out of the hatch, like she's kind of clinging to the top rung of the ladder, like,
Good? You
Are
okay?
you guys all right?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
Does this happen regularly?
Yeah, is this like a lunar eclipse?
No, I've never seen anything like this in all my days, and I'm at least middle-aged.
How old are you?
Me?
Oh, rude. Well, no,
That's
let's
very rude. I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no,
I'm
but-
not
Oh,
sure
gee,
if
I'm
they
so
have
sorry.
kind of thing on your
I'm
planet,
really sorry.
but I'm 54.
Yeah.
What?
do you mean, what?
I've never like had
met a 54-year-old.
No,
Ben,
I
how old are
definitely
you?
have. Like
Are
my
you that
dad's like,
shocked? Is that's not that old?
no, it's not. It's just like incredible. That's like the twice like no, almost as twice
halflings
as old as
carry
I
the
am.
years well.
Do not have time for
That's
math.
really great. You don't
No,
look like that old. You look great.
I think he's
it's
right. I'm not
fascinating.
sure there's time to discuss this. I mean, my birthday's
Sorry.
coming
Yeah,
up,
right.
and I'll invite you for the
Oh my
next one.
gosh!
If
Happy
the
early
shadows
birthday!
don't swallow the planet.
No, yeah, we're gonna try and stop that. Yeah, that's what we're focusing on right now. I'm so sorry. I get distracted really easily. Do you know what we're supposed to? How to?
We should go talk to the turtle.
Wait, guy! Oh my gosh! Wait, we have an orb that's all about shadows and information on our ship.
I think
That's
it's at this
true.
point that
Yeah.
like the purplish black orb, a little bit like the size of a grapefruit, goes like levitating up next to Ginny. It's got a vertical kind of pupil in it, like a large like eye, right? Just the size of a grapefruit. This purple black kind of pupil peering at you, like, oh, greetings, users.
Oh,
Are you
now is not the time, ask.
Well,
of inquiry?
yeah. Can you like what's up? Do you know what's up with this shadowy stuff?
Most
Is it-
assuredly, I am positive what is occurring.
Can you tell us what that is, please?
Yes, it would be my pleasure to offer you some assistance for
Mm-mm.
once. You treat me with such skepticism. I hope I can engender some trust here.
Hey, can I just ask? It's technically this does count as a lunar eclipse, right? Technically, a solar eclipse is what I
I
meant.
think that is actually more accurate, user Reya.
Solar eclipse. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I would believe it would qualify as a lunar eclipse upon this.
That was very funny. This is
Oh my god.
This is the remnants of a major migration from the plane of shadows. I, of course, as the accumulating Shadow Chronicle, am well versed and deeply researched in
Yes,
understanding
we are
of
in a
this
time
place.
situation, and though the time is a construct, we should get on with it. Please tell us.
I think he's explaining with as much speed and conciseness as he can.
No, actually, I could speak much quicker, but I was not sure how fast your organic life forms could manage
Set
the
playback
information.
to
that I
double
had.
speed.
slow down.
I mean, they talk to me a lot, so I feel like they can deal with a lot of quick talking.
The entity that presented itself tore a rift from the plane of shadows. Those creatures which have transpired carry the lingering remnants of that place. Given the information I have processed according to your halfling historian and what I have witnessed over the past days since arriving here, I would presume that whatever entity betrayed your large reptilian associate is residing there now.
In the shadow.
Affirmative, user.
I don't even think you finished your thought, Reg. And then he said affirmative. Living in the just in the shadow?
Yes.
Like on
the
other
the
side.
shadow.
I'm sorry, I was told time was of the essence. Yes, in the plane of shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we have...
There's a portal to it,
Yeah.
Indeed.
but it's far from here, right?
Knight,
There
I
appears
offer-
to be a rift right up in the sky.
Indeed, there is.
Oh, can Lux cast portal? Is it portal?
I'd like to cast portal, please.
Oh, did someone ask for the Tortle?
Portal.
I'm right here. Summon.
Lux, as you
That's
focus
Tortle.
your
That's
energies
Tortle.
peering up, you recognize, yes, absolutely, this is the remnants of a portal to the plane of shadows. And I think that the accumulating Shadow Chronicle, aka Ask, is just your vessel is highly equipped to be able to transnavigate the planes. You have been grievously underutilizing it since you began your journey, but I can assure you, should you choose to leap between this place and the next, it will endure the transit.
Yeah, no, that's
Did you just
fair.
get the name of it, Kurt? Did you just get asked? Did you get? Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, it's good,
Like
right?
that, right?
Yeah.
It's like that. Somebody spent way too long thinking about that.
Okay, well, I could go. We could, but I also could use a rest. So.
Me too.
How exactly does one close a rift in the shadow realm?
Be not afraid, user. The
Who said
portal
I
is
was
closing
afraid?
of its own accord. This is but a temporary egress from that place to this. I am familiar with such events. They are localized and fleeting in temporal nature.
Okay, so then my first thought was gotta rush through the portal, and then my second thought was how are we gonna get back? So, this tricky dilemma.
So
If
it seems like
you
you
would-
would have to go into it to close it. That would then also make it impossible to come back.
Well,
Yeah.
I am very aware of multiple points of transport and travel. The plane of shadows is used often and frequently by travelers as a means to leap in and out, circumventing large distances in your prime material plane.
Yeah, as long as that can happen as close to that giant turtle as possible.
Your decisions are your own to make, user Reya, but I assure you, should you keep me in your company, I can offer you a great deal of information and help you navigate through that place. As a matter of point, should one of you choose to bond with me, I can engage higher functions and offer you a profound amount of leverage in that realm.
I appreciate the request, and it is firmly denied.
Please, user, this is not a request, but merely an offer of my capabilities.
Well, we know.
Yes.
It's a reminder.
Should perhaps now is not the best time, but
I don't mean to interrupt, Professor. I'm sorry, but that burned book that we got when we were at Valistran's Shrine, where we found Ian. I've been trying to sort through some of it, and I've figured out a couple of things. I think I'm not entirely sure, but you said that your friend, the Tortle, somebody trapped him here. He said it was a dragon, an ancient worm.
Turtle, not the Tortle.
I'm okay.
You're great. You're really great. It's really so nice to meet you. I can't even overstate it. And under different circumstances, I would really like to sit and pick your brain for a time, but this is all very stressful.
Yeah, but the turtle was chained to the ground. Yeah.
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 Did you find that sword there, Jake?
Yeah.
I'm hold on, and I think that she takes out the kind of burned up torch book that you found in the shrine.
It's got a name. It is.
Yeah, I know.
Alren, the Razor Strike.
Whoa.
This sword is ancient. It is referenced in this text, which we know to be at least 4,000 years old, and I believe that the name of your weapon was invoked in the prophecy.
And the rest of the prophecy?
Oh, I mean, that's the whole purpose of what I've been out here looking for all this time, Reya. I wish that I knew if we could begin to reconstruct it, we might have some better understanding. But at least when it came to this one thing, the prophecy, it's called the prophecy of the sphere. Look, here. And I think that she turns the book towards you. Pages burned around the edges, kind of torched. You found it with the dragon flesh kind of being that was protecting Valistran's shrine before you freed Ian Zeus. And you see an image of the very sword that Jake is holding, for whatever it's worth. Yeah, let's do that so you guys can all see it. And so she says, the book is very damaged, and I don't have a whole lot of clarity here, but look, and then I think you see underneath the image, Ulrin, called Razor Strike by some across the ages, is an ancient blade. Some say it was foretold in the prophecy of the sphere that it would prove to be, and then there's quotes, the only instrument both worthy and capable of cutting open the way-long bard.
The
Way
what?
long bard.
The way-long bard.
Whoa.
I am very out of my depth here. I only have some basic understanding of the prophecy, little bits and drabs that I found over the ages. I know that the old sage at Copperport, he might have answers, but it's hard to rouse him. I'm not sure what you all want to do here, but whatever you think.
Can I ask how long do you think that rift is going to stay open?
Mhm.
User Reya, that rift will remain open for 4 to 6 hours by my estimation.
Jeannie, how long does it take to get to Copperport?
I'm not so sure on a giant flying insect spaceship.
Okay.
Gosh, we can go so fast.
I just wanted to make Rich jump from ass to Ginny. And then how long are we from the turtle? How far are we from our turtle friend?
I mean, you just zoomed away from him. You figure you'd get back to him probably pretty quickly.
My thought is go chat with him and get as much information as we can from him about prophecies, and see where that leads us and see if we need to go through the rift before we think it closes, or if we could gather some info here. But that's just my thought.
You are wise, user Reya.
Where do we want to be? Beyond here. I mean,
Depends on if we have to close the rift from the inside or the outside.
But I thought it was closing in 4 to 6 hours on its own.
Oh
that dragon.
Yeah, but what are they
thing,
doing?
like-
What are they doing in there that they're we might have to stop.
Yeah.
I don't
There's gonna
care.
be more wyverns coming through. It's the
Okay.
Great Migration. There's gonna be more wyverns coming out and attacking people.
That feels kind of likely with what the nightmarish shadowy trails going in
Yeah.
every direction across the sky.
It's a good point, Jake, that the rift will close in 4 hours on its own, but it might be the only lead in terms of going into the plane of shadows and getting a trail on them, getting beat on them, you know? But then we would be in there. We'd be stuck in there.
Well, listen, like Ass was saying, we have underutilized our ship quite a bit. We can bounce, I'm sure that Ass knows that plane, like that's his whole purpose. Like, I'm sure that
yes.
you'll find a way
I
back.
understand that you all are reluctant to engage my help, but I can assure you, should you wish to travel between this realm and the plane of shadows, I can guide as a navigator. This does not require engaging my higher functions.
But what about all the things that we've wanted to do here? What about
Well, we can.
Aferis? What about the people on Cyrilia? Huiroto? What about our home worlds? If we
What?
The Shadowfell is just for traveling. Like, I don't know.
On
don't
the
think-
contrary, user
I
Lux,
think
the
things
Shadowfell is a home to many dangerous denizens of all
no.
varieties.
Yeah, no, I really understand that. I'm just saying, I think we can get back here like pretty quick. Like,
We're already here now. That seems good.
what? And we
Gosh,
want
you
to
guys
go-
gotta really juggle some big problems. This is all a lot.
Is Lund where Aferis is?
mhm.
A Ferris was here as well as the Bard of the Blossoms that you were looking for.
Yeah.
You guys just kind of like came down, and as you were flying over the hillside, you spotted poor Jenny
Oh, the
being
Bard of
attacked
the
by
Blossoms,
wyverns
huh?
and have
Yeah.
been wrapped up in madness. Yeah.
Seems like they just talked about the Waylong Bard, and there's the Bard of the Blossoms here.
Let's just go to another.
You don't want to lump all bards together.
No, I just like there's a lot going on here. There's a lot more out there. It's out there.
I can't help but note that since you guys came here, you found an ancient sword long prophesized about and freed a hillside that turned out to be one of the great ancient beasts of the world. And in fact, there is now a migration of shadow wyverns. I'm not exactly of a pay grade where I can ask for your help, but
What? You can always ask for help, and I think we should be helping. We can't just like. I'm
Well,
not
what-
saying that we just leave. I think that we have
does
hey
that mean?
guys, I think Ben yells up from downstairs. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I mean, there's some real big decision making going on up there, I know, but Naya's down here getting real worked up about which direction we're flying in, so
Yes,
Just
just
keep-
one moment, please.
just circles. It's
all right,
easy.
settle down.
hover,
Naya.
just
Everybody
hover.
relax. I think
So
you
many
hear Doc
voices.
downstairs
You don't
like,
even have to
"Let's
use your
go."
arms. We're okay.
Look, I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
If we are going to go into that foul place, what is our purpose? What is our mission? And
No, no.
when can we leave?
No, I
Just
think we
what
don't
are-
go in there right away. I think we gotta collect some data on the ground. You know.
I mean, you were looking for this sword. It was kind of out in the open, just there, which makes you wonder how hard you were looking for it. We kind of just saw it sitting there.
I wasn't looking for it. I only found it in this book, and that's the only reason I know anything about it. I don't know much about weaponry or battles or anything like that. I'm just a historian.
Jake, you're part of a prophecy. Don't you want to know what the rest of the prophecy is? Well, if unless it's bad, maybe. Then you
Perhaps
might
it's
not want to
probably-
know. But I wouldn't tell you if it was bad. So it's only going to be a good prophecy.
I'm good.
What? That's crazy. A prophecy. That's so
Wait,
cool.
did somebody say prophecy? I think that goes. I was the tech like, I'm very old man, and I've actually never met anybody who's involved in a prophecy before. This is pretty exciting, Jake.
Isn't it? It's so crazy.
Don't you want to know, Jake?
I want to know.
It's getting a little
I
bit tense
am-
down there in the cockpit, by the way. Doc and Waffle and Doya, it's a whole situation
Doc
happening. as
isn't
well.
really like a de-escalating
You're-
kind of person.
Your last
No,
name is
definitely not.
your last name is spelled Doya, not don't ya. You know. So
I'm honestly not following any of what is going on.
you're
Yes.
part of a
feel like
okay.
it's- I
You're
feel
part
it's
of a
kinda like
prophecy.
hitting the hard reset button. If we just go to another planet and start over, like
No, we can't
And we can-
abandon this planet. I'm just.
let's dump all the NPCs off here and
No.
get a fresh start. And
Mm-mm.
yeah,
What? Okay, everyone, take
Yep.
a breath. Option 1 is
I don't breathe, but I follow instructions well.
Wow.
not now.
I am going to go back downstairs.
Thank
Thank you for your help, Ask. We appreciate it.
Option 1 is to go through that rift in the sky into
Yes.
the plane of shadows,
Yep, right
where
away
we
with
don't
no
know
info.
anyone
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
anything, or know how to stop the great migration of these wyverns,
Yeah.
and don't know whether we'll actually return.
Mhm.
as someone who has expertise, and you as well, Lux, in knowing that different terrains grant different problems and barriers. We know nothing about the plane of shadows other than what the. And he points to where Ask just went.
Yeah.
May tell us.
Mhm.
We know nothing about this environment and whether we'd even be prepared to just sail into it. Like you hear plane of fire, that immediately tells you what some of the dangers are. Plane of shadows, does not sound like a good idea. It's unknown dangers.
Yes, unknown dangers. Option 1,
Mhm.
exciting and unknown, but also terrifying in many ways. Option 2 is
Mhm.
what?
Go talk to the turtle and see if we could get more information about the prophecy, so that we could try and stop the. It seems pretty convenient that finding the sword and then the rift on this planet all happened pretty much right around the same time. So maybe they're related.
Also,
it seems like
Zeus
the-
might also know.
Like nobody seems to have been like it's just that we looked for stuff and we found stuff because no one was looking for it.
Well, we
Yeah,
probably
exactly
set,
like what would
set,
happen
like,
in a
forged
prophecy.
some chains of events because we do that.
I
Right.
did spend a good number of decades researching to try to even figure out where the shrine is, and it's quite happenstance that you spotted me from the sky like that, especially when you consider you're coming into a planet from the entirety of space out there. But, that feels a lot like fate to me.
Yes, fate, exactly.
Yeah.
One is follow fate and do what Reya wants, which is talk to a turtle. Shock. Good point, though. Is there a third option available to us?
Ignore the portal and just wait for it to close and go to the city.
Yeah, go to Copper Stone.
We could race back to the capital, and I could petition to have the old sage have an audience. I mean, there's a lot of pressing
we
stuff
kinda
happening
just
here.
could probably walk in.
No, it
Yes.
doesn't work like that. But with the sword, maybe they'll at least knock for us, or they can send word ahead. You don't understand. You got to wake him up. He sleeps for
I'm
like
pretty
100 years
loud.
at a
Does
time.
anyone like that option? Because I don't.
I think we should go with Reya's option.
Let's talk to the turtle, and then we'll make a decision from there. We'll have more.
Talk to the
we'll have more
turtle
information.
and Zeus. They're both really old, probably know some stuff. And then go try and stop this planet from being attacked by a bunch of wyverns and shadow stuff.
Okay.
Is the Ferris in the capital? Do we know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we must keep an eye on this rift in the sky.
I don't think we'll be able to ignore it, personally. And also, I think, Koro-chan and Zeus are like right below us. So.
Yeah, we could have been flying towards them this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, or Ben, you tell Naya that we're gonna go to follow the turtle.
Yeah, sure thing, no problem. And the little like red kobold, his wings kind of fluttering, like heads back down, like, excuse me, Jenny. And
Ginny, Ginny, can you keep looking through that book and see if you can find out more about this prophecy?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to figure out everything I can.
Go like grab some like food or like eat something. You know,
we're almost
just,
out of
like-
cheese. No problem. And she just starts like lowering.
We're not.
Huh?
I should tell him about my cheese hoard.
Maybe.
Can I, before Ginny goes down, can I ask for the book very quickly?
Sure, yeah.
This won't do much if pieces are torn on, but it might make it more comprehensive when I cast mending on the book.
Yeah.
Who is mending?
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, you all are really, you're really something else. You're quite a group. I'm lucky that I ran
That's not
into you.
always a compliment.
I'm really lucky you all ran into me, because that could have ended bad.
Yeah, you're
I'll see what I can
You're a
figure
great
out.
addition to the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Jake, are you okay with going to the large beast turtle hillside?
Yes, I'm a big fan of the turtle.
So the dragonfly drops out of the sky, pitching down, the wings. As you come down, the sky still overcast and dark, the black umbrella of shadows kind of diminishing slightly as you're coming down, and as you race over the rolling hills, the streams carving down around, you see quite easily the lumbering form of the titanic turtle that is Koro-chan, as he's like the trees vibrating on his backs as he goes, and the ship kind of like comes like hovering down in above him. You hear some like yelling, bickering, squabbling, and encouragement coming from the cabin as Naya masterfully lands the ship on the titanic turtle's back once again. You take light, the wings.
I'm the king of the turtle.
The wings raising into their upright position. And so you are parked on Koro-chan's back,
Sure,
the group of you all at the ship, right?
Getting out.
Okay.
Gonna go talk to Gorshan.
Okay. So the four of you are going to head out. You start heading.
That's right.
The four of you head out. You start heading
We
over
spoke to him in
towards-
Auckland before, right?
Yeah.
Did you?
I
But
think it
yeah,
was like, I think we introduced it now, and then I think it was like, he also spoke common, I think.
He does, yeah, he does speak common. So you guys make your way off the ship, like heading towards the front. And I think that the turtle like kind of slowly stops and its head tilts around like,
Oh, you all came back quickly.
Again, can you see up there in the sky?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty dark.
Looks very bad.
Know anything about this great migration or prophecy about that sword that Jake has?
Oh, I'm not deeply familiar, but the prophecy of the sphere, yes.
Could you tell us more about it?
Well,
Is Zeus still
My-
flying around too?
No, you don't see him anywhere notably.
Oh,
Oh.
Yes. He's like,
my people have a long and storied history with many worlds in this sphere. All the planets and stars and suns and moons which we see are contained like I within a shell. We all exist within one crystal sphere. Once, travel between spheres was possible. Now, we are all trapped here. Here is very big, so it does not seem like a trap. But for those like me and others who roam far across the known and unknown, we are bound, eternal, lost from homes and history, with no future, save the cold darkness of the end.
Whoa.
did you say he's stuck in this sphere, or that he's from a different sphere?
I think
Does he
that
imply
if
that
you
at
ask
all?
him, he's saying, he says,
I was born here, in this place as you all, but I have learned the ways of my people. I was sent by Velistrastrand. I was to go with the gnomes to the next world to prepare it. But one came bearing that blade you hold. A green worm, an ancient dragon that does not belong on this world.
The
And he
green
bound me.
scourge?
I do not know why shadows lie upon us now. But I can sense your coming has set in motion events that will change the fate of this world and others.
I nudged Jake. I told you.
Well, I wouldn't be so rash as to ascribe the recent changes to us.
You are as the agents of old. They are called the First or the Five. But you sail again through the seas of stars. None like you have come in many years. The drawing of the blade from my back, the freeing of your small fairy friend. These things change what will happen next.
Do you have any idea where this green worm is? I mean, that's a pretty big question, but that would be great if you just knew roughly where they were.
He was a dream stalker who
Oh.
bound me in sleep with powerful magics. Where he went or where he lairs now, I cannot say.
And
The
then,
little fairy explained I have slept for 4,000 years.
Jeez.
Barishnish, who is he's walking? Is that who he's walking to?
I believe she is gone now. That is what Littorian says, at least. He was on his way to her, but like me, waylaid and trapped.
I know that he's called the Green Scourge, or at least now we know that. Did he have a name? Like Ballistrastrand?
I am sure he did, but he did not tell me before he trapped me here.
That's totally fair.
My kind are ancient and bound to many worlds. I was to hold upon my shell a world, but I am still very young.
Well, you're actually now like 4,000 years old, apparently. So,
An interesting.
is that young, or is? I know it's rude to ask people's ages, but is that still young for you, or would that actually be like old enough for you to have a whole world on your back?
Perhaps if I had grown and roamed. We are all unique and different. 4,000 years is not very long, though.
Whoa.
Can I ask now that you know that the person you're going to go see isn't there, where are you going?
Wait, I'm sorry. You're asking him where he's going?
Yeah, so like he was like, when he woke up, he's like, I gotta go. And then Zeus tells him that person probably doesn't exist anymore. So it's like, what are you looking to, where are you going? Yeah.
You're muted, Troy.
Reya, I just must say, we most assuredly do not have room on the ship.
Yeah, just like if you don't have anywhere else to go, Lux would agree, I'm sure we could make a compartment.
Just shrink it, or like carry him like we did the
That's right,
the apparatus.
Yeah, the apparatus of Hux. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll get Doc working on it. She's an engineer, so.
Oh, we can definitely figure it out.
Ian says Ballistrastrand is gone, so I make for the great gnome city of Copperport.
You gonna talk to the sage?
I will speak to any with wisdom to guide my next steps.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna know anybody there, because everybody, unless people were asleep and woken up, he won't know anybody in the city.
You will certainly make a grand entrance.
Yeah, we might actually want to guide him, actually. I mean...
Well, could we, send a message ahead to, a Ferris or something?
In a rush.
Our
journey.
A little bit.
Is Copperport also the capital?
Mm-hmm.
I can hasten our journey if the need is pressing.
What does that mean?
Exactly what I said.
How?
Yeah, I see, when you, started to move, and I'm not even gonna do it.
I was never a great student of mathematics, but I do believe that.
I don't believe that for one single second.
Oh, now is not the time. No. One times 2 is 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. So even if we increase our speed, if it is a rather small number, It could still take some time to get to Copperport, is my point.
Well, I'm gonna ask: are you gonna get us faster by picking up your speed on your legs, or you got some other system of getting us there faster?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a ship. Oh, you won't.
I was obviously talking to the turtle, Reginald.
Reginald looks down at his legs for a moment.
I have old ways. Shall we hasten then?
Will the ship?
I mean-
will the ship go with us? Like, is it?
Ship's parked on the
Is it
back.
still on my back?
I
Yeah.
cannot believe that I'm going to say this, Reya, but should we not trust the turtle?
I'm
I'd
like
like to
really into this. Yeah, I'm in. I'm all in.
But what about the rift? What about the rift?
Well, if
What-
we can go there and the dragonfly is so fast, Reggie. We can get back here so fast.
I
Put me in the seat.
don't
We'll be here in 2 seconds.
believe you.
I know nothing of this shadow in the sky. But if Strand's work here was done, someone in Copperport should be able to help.
Yeah. Yeah, we can at least figure out maybe what to do, and we can keep our eye on this. Like, we're not gonna lose sight of like the sun
Oh, fine.
or where the sun was.
Jake, how do you feel about this?
Yeah.
I'm curious about how he will go faster.
Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Shall I show you?
Yeah.
Hold on to your hats.
What? You know about hats?
Need not travel fast. If we...
He reaches out with his legs,
I was always
the
told
right
that
claw,
my
like,
head was too large for a hat.
digs into the earth. The front left claw digs into the earth, and I think you feel his body like raise up a little bit as he's like pushing the bottom of his shell higher up off the ground, right? And he says,
our speed matters not at all. If we move the world beneath us,
and he begins like reaching and grabbing. Literally,
Spinning
you
the
just
world?
all of you feel this like there's like this moment of like just complete discombobulation. You feel like your stomach like twist and like wrench under you as like the planet stops and begins rotating backwards underneath the turtle, like and like suddenly around you hills and water and birds, and there's like light like bending around you, this like wind almost. I think you hear like Naya and Ben and Ask and Ginny and Doc like screaming from the ship as like you're looking at Korochin as he does this, and he almost seems like this glimmering like shield, this kind of spectral energy like surging out around him like this cascade. And then there is this glimmering light in front of you as suddenly like everything like kind of stops, and all of you like and I'm gonna have all you roll Constitution saving throws.
I say somewhere on this planet, somebody's like, "It's my birthday tomorrow," and like, actually, it's actually not now because it's like winter now. It's here, so sorry.
Sorry. Turtle moved the planet again. 14, 18. That's cool. 12. Okay. Who's left here? Jake, all of you are managed to keep your stomachs together. Nobody loses their cheese breakfast, but it is a deeply like unsettling feeling. And as everything kind of like wrenches to this kind of slowing halt in front of you, what you see before you is astounding. It is a city of towers and turrets, of domes and rooftops gleaming in copper. Every roof that you see are copper plates, copper shingles, these copper columns leading up onto buildings, the stones all meticulously laid and constructed. But as you look up into like the sky above you, you see skyports. You see like these massive up above, like built off of like these towers. There are these big kind of docks, very similar to the one that you discovered in space, where you ran into the rover kind of scavenging. And even more interestingly, perhaps, you see what look like almost like these dewdrops, these big kind of like teardrop shaped globes, which are clear, hanging on these like arms almost, that are like moving around near the docks up there themselves. And the turtle like stands before it. The city has no wall. It just kind of like sprawls out into like the kind of rolling hills. It is very distinctly on the edge of a massive like kind of lake sprawling out behind it, as you guys are on like a bit of a hillside looking down in towards it. And I think you hear the voice of the turtle like,
Well, quite a place to see after so long.
Hi, Clancy. What the heck? This is crazy.
Quite a
Oh,
place to
Doc's
see
gonna love this.
for the first time.
It's only a model.
What? Oh, it's very far away. No.
Is Jenny with us? Is she somewhere close?
yeah, I think she's probably still at the ship like reading. Yeah.
Yeah, Jenny! How do we get to the sage?
Lux like screaming back towards the ship. I think you see like Ben up on the deck, like, and he like turns and kind of like realizes, and you see Ginny like coming down out of the ramp on the back. She's got the book in front of her and is like looking up like, oh, I don't think we have to worry about that. Oh, he can take us. And as like you turn looking back towards the city, like following Ginny's point, you see the massive form of a copper dragon flying out of the city towards you guys on the back of the turtle, like.
Well, I'll get back up to the ballista again.
Oh, no, don't do that, don't do that. I think that Ginny
It's
is
a dragon.
It's copper.
Oh, so?
Ginny, who is that?
she says, that's the Keen Wolf. He's the high worm of the harbor. Pernaladrine. Probably nobody can pronounce that. It's a very difficult dragon name, but they call him the Keen Wolf. He's in charge of protection and probably going to come in a little bit hot here, but there's no need to fire the ballista. Do not fire the ballista.
Don't be coming in hot. It's a dragon.
You're asking me to put a lot of faith into a dragon.
No, put your faith in me. He's a copper dragon. He's the protector of the port and charged with all the incoming receptions of new ships and, I guess, magic turtles. I don't...
Jake's not lived a long and
So
storied life to know the difference between chromatic and metallic dragons. A dragon is a dragon.
Very, very, very fair. What are the rest of you guys turn on to?
Aaron, watching that.
But he will not do
Yeah, I
anything.
think Lux is like preparing, like,
Okay.
and is like eyes wide, much like I am right now.
Ginny is just a halfling girl who was roaming the countryside that you spotted from the ship when you landed on Lund. That's all she is. She's a historian. As you guys are standing here on the back of the Titanic dragon, your ship on top, this copper worm comes like, and you hear a voice kind of like booming down, like,
All right. Welcome to Copperport. I've never seen a ship like that, nor one on such a turtle. I am the high worm of the harbor.
And I think he's like looming up over you. There's like leaves kicking up, the debris, the plants are kind of like all bending over.
Do you come as friend or foe?
Oh, we're friends. We're friends.
Yeah.
We're the
I
dragonfly.
can give you the options. Yes.
Oh, when are we? We're the dragon. I thought the ship's the dragonfly. We're the
the
dragonfly.
Crew of the
Dragonfly.
dragonfly.
Okay, crew of the dragonfly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we're the Dragonflyers. Please come land light upon our ship. Or the
order
turtle's
it.
back onto the
Not
turtle.
on the ship.
Don't order it.
Oh, yes, you
Head
are
of security.
welcome. Where is our diplomat when you need them? Goodness.
You watch him surge up into the air and kind of like twist down in this like overly dramatic kind of like flourishing spin. I think you Lux are just like, wow. It's like it spins down and like drops kind of like landing in the earth in front and like striding up. Korochin for scale like dwarfs this dragon. Korochin is like really, really big.
Oh, wow.
He's a
my
big
gosh.
dragon, but like Korochin's the size of a hillside, you know?
Right.
And
right.
and so the dragon comes like striding up and like rises this like glimmering copper scales, green, kind of like running down. It's got almost this like beard of like tendrils like drooping down and these sort of frills. Its wings very like interesting, almost in like a V shape as it flies through the air, much less bat-like than the kind of wyverns and the metallic worms. And I think that as he comes like striding up into the front of Korochin, he like stands rising on his like rear legs and standing upright like a person, right? His like draconic arms down at his side, the wings fold in at his back, and is like,
Hail and well met. Welcome
Hello.
to Copperport, capital of the world of London.
Hello.
Thank
Oh,
you.
so there is a capital city of the planet.
Indeed there is, Tortle. It's a small planet. As planets go. I've only been on the one, but that's what they tell me.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, just Reya, Jake, Reg, Lux.
Professor Reginald Frybottom.
Yeah.
Professor! Oh, I love teachers.
You love to teach.
Did you,
Teach. Yes.
Teach us. Yeah.
did you build this ship yourself, travelers?
No.
Reggie.
Oh.
Might as well have. Me and my mechanic, my best friend, we actually upgraded her real recently.
Yeah.
But we were given the ship to explore, and actually we're we're in like a little bit of a rush. I'm sure you noticed that. Lux like points at like the shadow thing in the sky.
it's gone. It's on
Yeah,
other
we're,
side
like, on the other
planet.
side of the
He points
planet,
up in
right?
the sky, and he like looks up.
Fair enough.
I think
I think
Korochin is
Lux
just
is like,
well,
Oh right.
Yeah. So on the other side of the
on
planet.
the
Space
other,
is relative
Yeah.
to time.
yeah, sorry. I'm a little bit
I have moved your world, dragon.
Yes, you have rocked our world, and we must adapt at this point.
Yep, sorry about that. There's a shadow portal in the sky. And there's a bunch of like shadow.
Oh, enough, enough! Hold your tongues. I am the High Worm of the harbor, here for receiving and keeping. You have pressing matters, most concerning, and you ride on the back of the ancient primordial.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring this creature to our world?
No.
What?
No, he's been asleep for 4,000 years apparently.
Yeah, we woke him up.
Holy shit! That's even long for me!
I
Yeah.
think he says.
Yes, it's longer than my people have existed in their entirety. But
Giff-Q! Giff-Q and a professor!
Yes.
I've read
Have I
so
done
much
something
about
wrong?
your people. Do you like riddles?
Do I like riddles? Of
I
course I
love
like
riddles.
We certainly have time for one. Yes, Lux, one riddle.
Professor, I don't really know if we do.
I just-
7 elves with 7 hounds took 7 Connie to the ground. Then 7 more with red-tailed hawks took up hunting 7 fox. With setting sun came 7 lynx, all hunting fowl and long-eared things. But what did slay is hard to say. But with the dawn, 7 hunters mourn. Not for lost furs, but for lost friends. Whom then turned a prophet on this venture? Ponder this while you follow me into our great port, for I am Pernaladrine, Keen Wolf, High Worm of the harbor of Copperport, capital of Lon, home of the halflings and the Duchy of Snapdragons. Fly with me, explorers. I will take you to one of the hummingbird nests and introduce you to those with answers, for I am an agent of riddles and war and little else.
I
Okay.
did mention math was not my strong suit.
I think the answer is night.
Close, Tortle,
Oh,
but not quite.
okay. So we'll just get on the ship, or we'll get on the ship. And what do we do with
Was
course?
there actually a riddle in there? Was there like a question mark? I was searching.
Now,
for
who
it.
profited? Who
There
made?
is. I
Yeah.
will give you a written copy when we make the city to ponder more
yes.
deeply.
It's laminated and on the back of our menu.
Who? So yeah, Wolf. You can fly in the Dragonfly, but this is a rather large turn. Are you just cool to just hang for a bit? You
I have been communicating telepathically with the worm. Our kin are long bound in the history of this sphere.
I apologize. Were you speaking with him when we were speaking with him at the same time?
Aye, indeed he was, or I'd have read the riddle much more cleanly. It has naught to do with my penmanship. Good Giff-Q, Professor.
Kusha, what's the answer to that riddle?
That's so impressive.
We shall not. We shouldn't answer it immediately. It would be.
All right, I'm getting in the driver's seat. We're following. We're
okay? We'll get
this
on
is
the ship.
happening.
Of course, you're good here. You're good.
Yes.
And I
Great.
think he turns, looking to Pernaladrine, and he says,
You must wake those with the longest memories. Darkness comes. You have seen what transpired. Troubles must be set right. And the worm nods like, Aye, old shell. I will seek the old sage and have him roused from his slumber on his piles of gold. I am a youngling, hot-blooded and quick to move. I know not of the past, but look to the future. You, though, to the sky!
and I
The
think he
sky.
this dragon like sailing around you once over.
Follow me. I will take you to the hummingbird port.
And he begins to fly back towards the sea.
All right, bye, Korshan. Love you. Wait, what? Let's go.
Raya, watch out! I'm coming. Move.
I think you get into the cockpit, Lux, and Daya's like, I need a bath. I was so stressful. I need
You
some
did great.
cold lemonade.
You did great. You
Yeah.
did great.
I don't
Go
know
get
how
a
you
snack.
fly this thing like that. The wearings on the side. It's just, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Go get a snack. You did great.
I think Waffle is pressed up against one of the portholes on the side of the
Oh.
thing, like,
Hanging out the dragon. Yeah.
dragon.
This is so crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm following a dragon.
Let's go.
Okay. 7 plus 1.
Lux, you sit in the massive stone chair that is your Spelljammer Helm of the Dragonfly, the ship lighting off the back of Korochan, trees bending under the flow of air from the wings as you begin to follow, trailing after the Copper Dragon, who is the harbor master of this strange place. And coming in over the city, it is incredible from above. The light glowing up off the world almost gives you the impression of like a second kind of sun, the copper reflecting the glittering light from the sky. And I think that the Keen Wolf leads you up towards one of these dollop-shaped kind of droplets, and you think like, oh, the hummingbird nests. Like, okay, I don't know if any of you have ever seen a hummingbird on your various planets and travels, but I think that as he flies, like circling around, he's kind of roaring back at the ship like,
You will be safe here, as will that relic of a ship you fly. This is the finest of the nests. Welcome to Copperport.
and I think that Lux, you like pilot the thing down in, and you could see like the dome is like definitely big enough to hold your ship as you come like hovering into the side, and like it lands, and out of the side, the like arm that's kind of holding it pitches it out of the way, and this ramp like extends up off of the dock, and just like this hole kind of opens into the side of the globe, like the ramp extending itself through right up to like the edge of your ship seating up near the top, so you can climb down off. And the hole that you kind of flew into just like seals itself closed, like this perfect almost kind of glass raindrop that the Dragonfly is now trapped inside of, as the group of you are like standing on top of the deck, a gangplank leading out. And I think as you like are looking down, you see like a group of people massed up on the kind of on the dock, staring at your ship and at you, and at the massive copper dragon that lands at the front. Like,
well, what are you waiting for?
And I think that's where we'll leave our adventures today.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was
amazing.
That was a lot. I know a lot of things happened.
What?
That was fun, you guys. I
That was
really had
fun.
fun tonight. I hope that was fun.
Oh my
Catchphrase. Insert catchphrase here. I hope that was
Wow.
fun, you guys. That was wild. That was a really fun night. I got like very swept up in it. That was a great combat. Layers and layers of lore. Oh my. You're in a weird copper city that is the capital of a planet with a turtle that can move the planet underneath it, and the dragon who is the harbor master.
I'm
And
giddy.
the rift to the Underdark is on the other side of the world.
Shadow plane. Yeah.
Shadow plane. Sorry.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not too much all at once.
Absolutely giddy. That was incredible. Oh my
Wow.
god. Also, Rich, phrenology is not that hard to say.
I probably should have given all of you DM inspiration like 12 times tonight, because you guys said a lot of very funny, clever things that I cannot even recall, but there was some very fun stuff that happened tonight. I can't like thank you guys enough for joining me week after week for these ridiculous shenanigans. It was a very good time. I look forward to like seeing some of our friends back again soon, but this was very fun tonight.
Very fun.
Awesome.
For sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Yep.
Cool. There's a whole bunch of you guys in the chat. Thank you all for hanging out. I don't know how much of that was like followable or trackable, but it was very fun to play through. So I hope you guys at home are following along. Yeah, I don't know. Closing thoughts, parting shots, things I should remember next time we do this.
We're on the halfling world of Lun,
Mhm.
where the copper dragon is the harbor master.
Yeah.
Fuck,
This is
incredible.
This is something. This is something.
It is something.
Good.
Amazing.
Cool. Guys, it is a delight having you here. And Bug, thank you for the resub. Thank you guys for all like the follows and the subs during the game. It's really hard for me to keep up with Twitch chat. So if I missed any of you, I apologize. But thank you very much for like hanging out, supporting the channel. It really helps. This is basically my full-time gig. Yeah. So it means a lot to me. You guys are all doing stuff out in the world. Taylor, you're all excited about lore. You just moved. You're hyped up. Anything you want to say before we part for the night?
Radio422 on Twitter, and yeah, I'm here.
Indeed, you are.
This is where I am. I'm here Tuesdays and some Sundays. I think this upcoming Sunday, right?
This upcoming
This
Sunday. Indeed, you will be here Sunday the 12th. I'm looking at my calendar to get it right.
Yes.
At 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be back for our Wheel of Time tabletop role-playing game show. We're playing the old Wheel of Time RPG. It's using 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons rules modified. It was officially published by Wizards of the Coast back in 2001. So if there's any Wheel of Time nerds out there catching this, we are having a very fun time. It's episode 4 this Sunday. We got a very cool group. We may even have some art for your character, so that should be fun. Folks can see you here then. I certainly will. Yeah. Troy, how about you, sir? The man with the methods.
I would like to thank the Dungeon Master for rolling with the summoned elementals.
Dude, that was so much fun.
Always
that was
fun times.
delightful. Yeah.
What a moment. That was very fun to play. Let's see here. Be good to each other in the world. Wear your sunscreen. It's the summer. And if you want to hear me talk about things relative to, like, let's say, TV shows, Grace will talk about post-show recaps and all the great things on post-show recaps. I will be covering a show starting toward the end of June. And I will just say that I'll go ahead and spoil it here because, you know, we're all friends here. If you have not watched season 1 of Only Murders in the Building,
Wow.
I would highly encourage you to do that. It's on Netflix. Steve Martin Short,
Oh my
and
god.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. I totally blanked on her name.
Oh,
Gonna work on that before the
Okay.
podcast.
seen that commercial a million times.
Good
Yeah.
times. It was
Okay.
great. Season 1 was excellent. Season 2 comes out at the end of June, and I shall be podcasting about it with
Very
TBD.
cool. Very
Did we
cool.
move too quickly? You were on post-show recaps theater talking about Top Gun Maverick.
I
So,
know.
Yeah, only like a week ago, and that movie is Tom Cruise saved movie theaters. Just so we all know.
I do need
Was
to watch
it Tom
that.
Cruise or was it the Jets?
Yeah.
It was the writing of the film.
Yeah,
Wrote that movie.
Always the writers. Give the writers the credit. Blame the writers when it's a disaster. I love it. I heard it's really, really good, Trey. I can't wait to go see it. There, people are saying like it's something else, right? Yeah.
It is something else. The
Cool.
spoiler alert in the podcast, we say see it. So
Cool.
Okay.
Also, they give each other call signs, which are very applicable to their characters here on Dragonfly. So a good time was had by all.
We need some good names. We do need some good names.
Indeed, we do. Kurt, thank you so much for spreading the word and getting a bunch of your friends to stop by tonight. I really appreciate it. Any friend of Kurt's is a friend of mine. Anything you want to hype up in the world? What do you got going on? Where do you want folks to be paying attention to?
I have absolutely nothing going on, and I don't advise that people follow me on social media because it's a waste.
I think
Like,
that's ridiculous.
we love this
Yeah,
for you.
Kurt
We love
posts
this.
the best, like the daily, like calendars and food pics ever. I
Yeah,
look
it's
for it.
really he's really being humble here, you guys. He's Kurt Clark on most social media platforms. Should you choose to disregard his advice and take that bold plunge anyway?
Kurt, people might have still watched the Top Chef. I feel like it's not that long ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
We wrapped up Top Chef coverage.
Yeah.
The finale was last week.
yeah.
But it was like a finale was like, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I
That's
can't-
a
I
piece
can't-
of
I
the
can't
TV
even
that
say
happened.
people
Yeah.
to go watch it.
Yeah.
So,
Kurt, It's a pleasure, as always. It's an absolute delight. I'm sorry that I got up all in your ballista's junk, but that ballista, it's still spinning, man. It rolled a hell of a deck save.
No, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I expect for you to give me the character sheet and stats for the ballista beyond
Uh-huh.
damage.
Can I
Be
ask
careful with
what
your area of
the-
effects now, you know?
Can I ask what the ideals, bonds, and flaws of the ballista are?
Because we know what
Bonds,
it is now.
bolts. It's bonded to bolts. It's bonded to the ship, literally.
And to gate.
Its
Obviously.
Flaws
flaws
would
are
accidentally hit
quick
red.
trigger.
Yeah.
Flaws,
Flaws.
it's an inanimate object. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes work.
No brain, no circulatory system.
Flaws
man.
are the poor woodworking. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
personality trait. Jake is its best friend. You know?
Oh.
Flaws, friendly fire.
Don't backdoor an NPC onto the ship.
Let's
Okay.
not use backdoor and ballista in the same sentence.
Let's not.
It's painful.
Let's not. Grace, always keep it busy. We just
Yeah.
finished up our podcast coverage of Under the Banner of Heaven, which is a show that has nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons or space, but was very good television.
Religion and murder.
Religion and murder. There you go.
Wow.
There's the connection. That's why
Yeah.
Grace is the best.
Yeah.
What else are you doing out there in the
Yeah,
world?
Shining Girls wrapped up recently as well, and then post-show recaps theater. We did Downton Abbey and Top Gun Maverick last week, so that was fun, as well as counting down the top 10 LGBTQ films of all time, and then we ended up watching the #1 movie in the Discord over on. I have lots of other projects coming, but for now, I think that's about it. Peaky Blinders got announced. I'm covering the final season of Peaky by order to Peaky Blinders. And over on Rob as a podcast, cover sports with the Offspeed podcast. And we also have a new project called The Pride Has Spoken. We're celebrating LGBTQ survivors who have played the game with lots of interviews with Evie and the survivors. We're going to have some Rahap podcasters who identify as LGBTQ on a panel coming up. So that has been really fun. And we're selling merch with the logo of the podcast, and all those proceeds will go to a charity called Gender Benders, which supports trans and gender non-conforming people in the Southern United States. So really cool project. Check that out. Anything else I'm doing, I'll tweet about it at Hi From Grace.
Go follow Grace on Twitter. She's doing a lot, and it's a lot of good stuff. The Pride Has Spoken, like, really awesome. I'm so proud of you.
I feel like
it's
I do
very cool.
enough
Sounds like
that
it's
like
doing really great.
something I do will be
appeal.
of interest
Yeah.
to somebody.
Concur.
Yeah.
Hard concur.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun talking about Under the Banner of Heaven. I'm Rich Filiberto. You guys probably know me. I'm DM Philly. I'm here. I do this. You can hire me for private games should you be so inclined. You want to like teach your kids or your sister-in-law or your grandma how to play D&D. I will do that. That's what I do. We'll be back Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Threads in the Pattern, episode 4. We have an extraordinarily fun cast. They too are in a very dynamic situation that they've kind of slowly been ramping up to. So it's going to be a very fun episode, I think. Podcasting about Obi-Wan because it's airing and it's very cool. It's a really good time. You can catch that on post-show recaps along with a bunch of other stuff that's going to be coming up. That's about it. Thank you guys all so much for playing. Thank you everyone in the chat and anybody who's finding this many years from now watching it. I appreciate you from the past. Ooh. That was pretty good, right? And with that, I think we'll say, okay, bye.
Let's
Bye.
get off the internet.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get off.